And jump high tomorrow. You need INC today.
INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested. INC Sports Nutrition.
Bang tomorrow.
Tonight.
Family is important. It's at the heart of everything we do here at Kmart. That's when my family is growing, including you.
We're an outback life, hosting towns, regional hubs, and capital cities, from east to west.
Sometimes you find your family.
And sometimes your family finds you.
In our hometown.
In my backyard, on Iron Meadow Street.
From our Kmart family to us. We can't wait to see you soon.
All right, JackJumpers fans, it's now time to look back at some of our highlights from Game 1 of the Grand Final Series. With Josh Rogers riding an open, Jack and Fran to get our first points of the game. Prepare then combine.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Here we go. The Grand Final Series is underway and the Sydney Kings, as expected, took care of things on Game 1 on home court, but I still reckon that this one goes out to the 5 games from what I saw, because Tassie at home, that JackJumpers crowd, Tasmania could not be more proud of this group, and what we've seen this year is they are dominant on their home court and a defensive junkyard dog type team. You give them that crowd support and I reckon they're able to get it done. So I still like the 3-2 side on both sides of the equation here, whether it be Sydney, whether it be Tasmania, whichever side you look to play. I'm not usually a huge fan of the 2-side play, but it could be a potential here when you're sitting around that $4 odd. So enjoy the rest of the series and gamble responsibly.
We're underway for the NBL22 Grand Final Series.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty solid across the board there in the first 2 quarters, and I thought the tempo was fine, and we were doing a lot of good things. And
we got a little rattled in the first half when we were going one-on-one, and those guys was loading up on us.
McVeigh, another good look for 3. Got it.
Back-to-back triples.
Kyle McIntosh, too big and too strong. The Jets stepping back for 3.
Being able to make the adjustment in the second half, I think we did that, and we played well.
And Martin makes them pay. Clark cutting through the traffic like a hot knife through butter.
this team is obviously extremely explosive. If you give them live ball turnovers and you're not executing very well, they can get on runs. And
yeah, I think he's a key for their team. If you allow him to get points, he's such an energetic player that I think they feed off of his momentum and feed off his points.
Skipping on, Jalen Adams.
Oh dear, oh no.
That's not a good sign.
That is a big, big worry for Kings fans. That is real alarm bells.
Here's Xavier Cooks off the dribble. Good luck stopping that.
And he just said, give me the ball, let me go get in the paint, make a tough shot, finish his quarters for us the right way pretty much every single time.
The Sydney Kings land a decisive blow in Game 1 of the Grand Final Series.
Jalen Adams and his injury, a huge takeaway from this one.
If they would have won by 1 or they won by 50, it's still just one game and it's a series, and learn from it. We got 36 hours to kind of flip the script.
I know the JackJumpers faithful are going to be raucous, so I think we believe in each other on the road and even lock in probably better on the road than we do at home, so we'll need that in spades.
The Sydney Kings may have won Game 1 of the Hungry Jacks NBL Grand Final Series, but the equation remains the same for the Tassie JackJumpers. They need to beat Sydney 3 times, and that's what they're planning to do starting today as we welcome you to My State Bank Arena in Hobart for what is going to be a continuation of the biggest Cinderella story in sports in Australia for many years. The Tassie JackJumpers in their first season, can they win it all? Let's find out as I'm joined by basketball royalty, 2-time NBL champion Anthony Stewart. This is epic. They own the state, the JackJumpers.
They certainly do. A lot of kids' aspirations have just been lifted by this team, and anything could happen here tonight, Case.
Now, no Jalen Adams for the Kings today. How do the JackJumpers react to that?
Yeah, a wise coach once said to me in Adrian Hurley, if you cut the head off the snake, you go a long way to winning games. And Well, Jalen Adams, he's done his hamstring, and I think JackJumpers has brought them right back into this championship.
Really looking forward to it. Let's hear more now from your commentary team. Jack Heverin, Corey Williams and Pete Hawley.
Thank you very much, Case and Stewie. Good afternoon, everyone, for Game 2. All season long, the motto for the JackJumpers has been to defend the island. This afternoon, that has never rung more true. Game 2, up for grabs. Here we go.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. This place rocking. They've been waiting for this. The tickets sold out that quickly, but Scott Roth was right. You lose Game 1, doesn't matter how much you lose by. It's just one game in a series. They've got to defend home court, then worry about how to steal one on the road. They'll be feeling good about themselves in front of their own fans.
Corey, as John Casey spoke about off the top this afternoon, the biggest story of the series so far is the injury to Jalen Adams. Here it is from Game 1. Late in the game, he's not playing today, and let's be honest, it seems pretty unlikely that we'll see him for the rest of the series.
And that is a huge blow. He is the catalyst to this team's success, the MVP of the league. We all know the value that he brings to this organization, and it's sad that they may have to do this without him. Definitely this game, but this is a huge blow. So we'll see how this team goes in this game.
95-78 winners in Game 1 on Friday night, the Sydney Kings. Chase Buford, the coach of the Sydney Kings, in a very nice position. And a little earlier, he caught up with John Casey.
Chase, road wins in the playoffs are hard to come by. You got one in Wollongong. What's going to be your formula for success here in Tassie?
Just stick to what we've been doing. You know, we've been a good road team the second half of the year. Try not to change our process too much.
Your depth has been tested all season. You've only got one player who's played every game. How do you cover for the absence of Jalen Adams today?
Yeah, it'll just have to be as a collective. You know, we can't expect one person to come in and replace what Jalen gives us. It's got to be a group effort. We've got to do it together, and hopefully we'll be able to make up for his absence.
You've out-rebounded Tassie in all 4 games you've played. Tell us about the importance of winning that stat in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we've been a good rebounding team, especially on the defensive end all year. I think we had the most defensive rebounds in league history in a 40-minute, season. So we don't chase the offensive boards too much. We focus on transition defense, but, we're a very good defensive rebounding team. We'll look to do that again tonight.
Appreciate your time. Good luck today.
Thanks, Case. Appreciate it.
Let's take a look at the DoorDash starting lineup for the Kings. Use the code DASH2LA on all orders between now and May 29. Jalen Adams comes out, and Ian Clark, who's been phenomenal in this final series so far, gets the starting gig.
I mean, it's a perfect piece to bring in midway through the season, and this is why if you do have the opportunity to have to find a piece to bring in halfway through the season or wherever it is, to have this in mind. Worst case scenario, if we get to a finals or we need wins and we lose our star player, how can we fill that void? Ian Clark is going to be that man, and I'm sure he's ready for this moment.
Corey, let's turn our attention to the JackJumpers. What needs to change from Friday night?
To be honest with you, they have to take care of the ball. Obviously, it's been a Cinderella story, this organization and this team, to get to where they've gotten to. First game, welcome to the grand finals. They got the anxiety out of them, and the nervousness should be gone. Back on their home court, that backcourt needs to show up. Combined 7 of 28 from the field, 25%. That ain't getting it done nowhere. So they have to have a big one.
Let's hear from their captain, Clint Stein. A little early this afternoon, he caught up with Anthony Stewart.
I'm joined with Clint Steinel. You got to love playoff basketball. Quick turnaround, 48 hours since game 1. What have you changed to get the win tonight?
Yeah, mate, I mean, a lot of it is mentality and the ability to, I guess, flip the script in terms of what you're trying to do each game. You need to make adjustments if you want to win. I mean, obviously we've got to keep slowing down their transition points. That's the way they want to play. They've played that way all season, so we've got to keep up with that. And I think keeping the ball in front of us in the half court, and I think we're going to be able to do that tonight.
There's been a lot of talk about this Tasmanian crowd and the community. How would you compare it? You've won championships in Perth with the Red Army. How would you compare it to them?
Definitely not as many people, about 10,000 less, but the noise level is amazing. One of the best atmospheres I've played in my professional career and also college career. They get loud, they're passionate, they get into it, and we're definitely going to be feeding off their energy today.
All the best tonight, Clint.
Here's the JackJumpers DoorDash starting lineup. It's been the same for 17 games in a row.
Well, it has, and they're going to trust that these starters get it done, but they're a puzzle. They've got their pieces off the bench, and every part of the puzzle has to work together for them to be able to put on a bit of a performance.
And a shout-out to today's Game Time by Kmart Ball Kit for this afternoon as well. Ivy, well done, Ivy. You can head to the NBL website to find out more about having the Game Time by Kmart experience to your school yard. The JackJumpers 1-0 down in the series. Game 3 coming up on Wednesday. Will the Kings head back to Sydney 2-0 up? Here we go. And the march chant immediately. It was such a big factor for Tasmania in Game 2 of the semi-final series against Melbourne. Loud to start with. Martin off the pick and roll. Scores the first bucket.
Well, there's Ian Clark already. They're going to run a lot through him. That game Jalen Adams didn't play in the end of the regular season against the Hawks. Ian Clark was ultra aggressive. He's going to be that every time he's out on the floor. Nice take, Bank Arena, already rocking. Look, make no mistake, this place is flares away from being a EuroLeague game. That's how loud it gets.
Don't rule it out. Josh Magette, a big hit to start, and they play back through Jarrell Martin once more.
And that is a great find. 8 assists during his last 2 games playing against the JackJumpers. Cooks has been fantastic.
Adams from the free throw line, so there's a couple of boxes ticked for Tasmania. Adams and Magette with buckets.
Adams is the more important one. I mean, he is their head of the snake in terms of offense. That's what really turned their season around, was the way he was performing. Just 4 of 18. Ian Clark wasting no time. And this is why we talk about how good of a signing this was for the Kings. This man played significant minutes off the bench in that 2017 NBA title run for Golden State Warriors. So he's ready for this moment, no doubt about it.
17 points in Game 1 on 7 of 10. Josh Adams, a little sore. McVeigh, nice spin and the finish on Xavier Cooks.
Nice hesitation, dribble. Josh Adams looks favoring that left hand.
To the other end, gets it to go. Fast start, 2 minutes in, 8-7.
Sydney getting everything easy. Their field goal attempts and cashed in early in this one.
Sydney 4 of 4 to start with. Tasmania 3 from 3. McVeigh and Magette combine a little 2-man game, and Magette missed Matt Kenyon, and he already left.
Keep an eye on Josh Adams with that left arm, maybe a wrist. He's got that wrist taped, but he didn't want to see the ball in that possession. He used it, got it all on his right hand, and then kicked it up. See there, he's got that left wrist taped. Might have just aggravated it a little bit, but he wanted no parts of that possession. Hopefully he can just brush it off.
John Casey will be all over that one. Clark steps inside. Here's our first miss of the afternoon. Adams, 4 of 18 in Game 1. Had his struggles. He's aggressive to start with.
That is all right. That is a great take. Clearly his hand is all right. Usually if you come up a little bit ginger and you get an easy bucket after, you can clearly tell.
And now the steal. Look out.
Oh, they're up and about. That's the energy of the JackJumpers. Feeling themselves.
Had to get it going early. 4 of 18 in the last game. He reminds me of John Starks. When he's good, he's great. When he's off, it's bad. So far, he is on. Nice finger roll.
What I love about the way he started this game was he got to his spot with that mid-range jump shot, knocked it down, and it's just there.
Still sore.
Looks like he might have copped one, a bit of the elbow as well. You can't see his wrist being taped, but even a little bit as he was walking off, he was just using his right hand to high-five everybody. That's, who needs 2 hands when you flush it like that? This has been a really good start for him. When their season turned around after starting 2-6, a lot of it was getting Jack McVeigh more involved, but it was allowing him to be more of an offensive threat the smart way, and Josh Magette to try and find him rather than them both trying to force shots. They kind of worked around Josh Adams and Jack McVeigh, and Josh Magette just controlled that, which is what he's done so well in that point guard position.
Their last 2 games against the Kings, Tasmania, they've averaged 80 points a game at 34%. The problem for them, though, is that they've allowed Sydney 99 points a game at 57% from the field.
I mean, Sydney's so deep in so many positions. They can create off the dribble. They can shoot the ball well. They're just a very tough team to defend at multiple positions. Tassie have to be better defensively. They've given up 99 points per game the last 2 times they played. 100 in round 3. What was it, if these numbers right?
83-71 in round 3.
In round 3, they gave up 101 points. Round 18, 103 points. And grand final game 1, 95. Defensively, they hang their hat. That's the DNA of Tasmania. They got to be better on defense.
And even with Jalen Adams out, there's still plenty of offense out there. The Kings have more than enough pieces to still get this done. Yes, you're missing the MVP, best player in the league this season, but JackJumpers still have to lock in here. I know it's always a good thing to think, okay, we're less one person to worry about, but they are deep, as you said. Maker's starting to have an impact. We'll give Glover more minutes off the bench. And Xavier Cooks is still running around out there, and I think he's their most important player.
Oh, man.
Good energy from Matt Kenyon. Let's get down to Case courtside.
Thanks, Jack. Yes, I've just spoken to Ryan Carroll, who is the physio for the Tasmania JackJumpers. He tells me for Josh Adams having strapping on that left wrist is nothing uncommon. He likes to use that on a regular basis, although I'm still watching Adams flexing his fingers in that left hand. But during that timeout, it was Josh Majette who made a point of telling his teammates, he said, we've played 3 minutes here and we haven't committed a foul. They need to feel us. He wants it to be a little more physical.
Adams for 3. That's long. We spoke a lot about that point of Cases in their semi-final series. Liam Santamaria highlighted they call it the hellos, where they have body checks. Nice take from Vasiljevic.
Well, and it's their identity as well throughout the course of this season is they want to be physical, and a lot of it is, as Case mentioned, they want to start games like that because then it allows them to maybe get away with a whistle or two throughout the course of the game because of how physical they've been for the duration. They don't just try and flick a switch. So expect them to try and lift it a little bit on the defensive end.
Adams is fouled.
You don't want to get into an offensive scoring shootout against the Kings. They've got too many weapons, and it's not going to fit in the JackJumpers' hands. They like to slow it down, grind it out. You heard Clint Steiner in his pre-game interviews say exactly that. Slow them down in transition, play the game on their terms. A shootout, even minus Jalen Adams, they're not going to win that.
Here's Josh Adams on the free throw line. All NBL second team. 7th in the competition, points per game, and 7th in the competition for 3 points made. 65 of them across the regular season. None bigger, though, Corey, than game 3, that corner pocket 3.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Seized the moment and cashed in.
He makes both.
He's off to a great start. 4 minutes of action, 8 points, 3 of 4 in this one early in this first.
Well, and truly the game's leading scorer. Jarrell Martin has 4 for the Kings, had their first 2 buckets of the game. Angus Glover out on the floor. Martin swings cross-court to Clark. That's no good. Rebound, Fabian Krislovic. And the Jet pushed in the action of shooting 3. The JackJumpers have got the game the way they want it at the moment.
Well, they have. That's Josh Majette's signature move. Besides the deepest of deep threes, he likes to come off the screen. If he knows you're going to fight over, there's just that little hand on the hip. Not a whole lot from Ian Clark, but so often he reads that defense. If they're fighting over it on his hip, he'll just stop on a dime and they're going to clean him up. And a lot of the time, it's not looking like he's going to go for a shot. Chase Buford wants a flop. And that one's not as regular as we often see, where players will completely run into him. He just felt a little hand on the hip and went. Maybe you wanted the truck to give the old horn outside.
Majette, 10 assists in game 1, as you can see there. Only the 3rd player in the 40-minute era to have 10 assists in a grand final, and pretty reasonable companies alongside Cedric Jackson in 2012 and Bryce Cotton in 2019.
One of the more surprising things about that was just the 2nd double-double on the season for the JackJumpers. Their first one came in the first game of the season in the overtime win. And that's going to be an early technical foul for Chase Buford.
JackJumpers doing a really good job on the defensive end. Coach Buford unhappy, thinking that's a call. Yells at the ref. He gets a tech. It's 2 good defensive possessions by the JackJumpers. We know defense is their calling card.
He wanted a foul there.
Well, there is contact. He's got a good reason on that one. I mean, Josh Adams isn't set defensively. They make that contact.
Has shown us this year, Chase Buford, that he does have the tendency to get a little emotive.
This is what I talk about with the JackJumpers physicality. When they start games like this, they get away with certain things like that because this is their blueprint. I mean, that semi-final series against Melbourne United, you watch that versus WrestleMania, there's not a whole lot of difference. That's how physical that whole series was. They just really just upped the ante. We expect the whistle to go away a lot in finals, but that was another level.
And that's finals basketball. And team, oh yeah, he is starting off completely the opposite of what he did 2 days ago. Double figures, 10 points, 4 of 5. And that's what big-time players do. They know. He knows that he didn't show up. He knows he shot horrible. And he knows the value that he adds to his team. He has to step up and be there consistently. So far, so good in this one.
Kings just trying to get the ball through some hands. They settle with Wani Swaka, Bullock.
Much needed hit from the land of plenty.
Going to need all these extra points from their role players who are a significant piece of the Kings puzzle. Swaka Bullock knocking down some shots. Angus Glover into the game now. Sean Bruce, when he checks in, trying to feed everybody.
McIntosh using his body. And foul called on Maker.
It's a good take off the dribble. McIntosh last game 14 and 4. Adams with that mid-range coming off that screen. He is in form. Talking that talk. Let's go. He's ready.
What do you think he was saying?
Josh, 14 on the shot clock.
Keep it going. Give me the ball.
Might have been a few extra curriculums in there.
And the Jet, beautiful inbound play for McVeigh. The JackJumpers are rolling.
And that is just well-executed basketball with that out-of-bounds play. Good find. Jack McVeigh knocks it down in the corner.
21-13. Still with 4 minutes left. It's a statement of intent in game 2 on their home floor.
It's a lot of consecutive stops on the defensive end, which was missing last game. And this man right here is feeling it. Ooh, missed it. Ooh, got me going in here.
That's going to be a charge. That's a good red. By McCollum-McIntosh.
The defense runs right through the defender, takes the hit. And turnover. Way to anticipate.
With the elbow to the chin as well.
Wani was going. Good hit.
Their biggest lead at any stage in game 1, Tasmania, was 2 points.
Oh, this is...
Oh, my goodness. And that is not good. Hey.
I think he's just gone over and had a few words to himself, Ian Clark. Just 1 of 5, 2 points.
Adams thought about it. They run the ball back through their floor general, Majet. Sam McDaniel to the elbow, loves it from that spot.
It was great defense from the Kings. You try and think about now, what do we want to live with on the defensive end from the Sydney Kings? You want to make someone else beat you. Got the ball out of Adams' hands, got the ball out of Majet's hands.
Sean Bruce short in game number 251. Jet has McIntosh in the mid-range. That's off target as well, loose ball. That was one thing they did well in game 1, the JackJumpers. A focus on the offensive glass.
It's going to be an offensive foul, McCollum-McIntosh. I tell you what, they could have called any one of his last 3 screens because they were all moving, and he got called for that one right there. Ian Clark taking a quick breather. But that's what they're talking about. When Josh Majet had that timeout saying we have no fouls. Yeah, let's pick it up a little bit. Let's get a couple of whistles. And that way Scott Roth thinking, okay, let's be a bit more physical. We can always rein it back, but it's hard to flick the switch once we get going.
Vasiljevich, top of the key.
4 or 5 consecutive stops on the defensive end by the JackJumpers.
Majet pulls up himself.
Same.
That's long.
Same on this end, though. The Kings defense has really tightened up. Yes, they're struggling to score, but they're not letting Tasmania score, so they're still keeping the margin as is. So that'll be a promising thing for Chase Buford. When your offense is struggling a little bit to try and get things clicking, you got to tighten up on the defensive end. The last 2 minutes has been really good for me.
And you see this physical play right here between Cooks and McIntosh, having some words. Nothing easy today.
14 and 11 with 7 assists in game 1. Xavier Cooks was our footlocker player of the game.
Oh, he was fantastic. 3 assists away from a triple-double. There's nothing that man can't do on that court.
The Jet reaching in. Frustration building from the Sydney Kings.
What's your reaction? Green number 2. Hold. Baseline.
Substitution for the JackJumpers.
Not happy with a little clip around the chops there.
But I like that they're trying to get Xavier Cooks more involved in the offense. There's certain matchups where you throw it to him and trust him to go one-on-one. But otherwise, there's plays we've seen throughout the course of the season that you can really have that success putting Xavier Cooks in the high post, quick pick and rolls. He's so versatile.
4 fouls apiece in this opening term. Vasiljevic stepping back, foot on the line. It's good.
He's a tough player. Another player that can create off the dribble. A legit triple threat as he knocks down that mid-range.
McIntosh, nice deep from Maker. Had to kick it back out. JackJumpers start again. McDaniel steps into the 3-ball.
I mean, that's a big hit. We know defensively, that's his ticket. And that corner 3 he knocks down, as well as that mid-range, but that was a good hit. As you said, they stepped up defensively.
Well, that's what they're going to live with. You saw Vasiljevic, he was cheating off into the middle of the paint, around the nail, to force that kick to Sam McDaniel. You've got to step up and knock those down. That's a layup for Clint Steiner. They've missed that one. And it's a push in the back on McIntosh. That's going to be number 2 on him.
24-15. A little over a minute left in this first quarter. Anthony Stewart courtside.
Very noisy down here, guys. The audience is riding every possession. I think Sydney obviously struggling with that on balls with Adams and Majette. On the defense, I caught up with Luke Longley before the game. He's quietly confident there'll be a better defensive team without Adams, and they'll be able to get it done through their defense.
Thank you, Stuart.
Well, we saw that in the last 2.5 minutes, no doubt about it. And we talk about the head of the snake as being Jalen Adams for their team. Defensively, that's Xavier Cooks. A lot of the time, just his presence off the ball, the way he guards ball screens, the way he reads the game a step ahead off the ball defensively. He is their most important player on that defensive end. And him on the floor, Chase Buford subbed him back in. You saw it, he gave more of a license for Sean Bruce, Angus Glover to get up and in. Let's try and be a bit more physical, dictate to them where we want them to go, because if we do get beat, we've got Xavier Cooks behind us to try and bail us out.
The JackJumpers, 24 points is their best first quarter against Sydney in 5 games this season.
Another
week's travels.
And another good defensive possession, forcing a turnover.
Little did we know Jared Weeks was going with a playoff beard all season long. He knew exactly what was going to happen.
You've been going with a playoff beard for, what, like 6 years now? 7 years?
Be close.
I like it. It's part of your trademark. Clark, nice pass into Cooks. A bit disappointed with that. Steindl feeds McVeigh down low. They went to this a couple of times in game 1 when McVeigh was guarded by Vasiljevic.
And Vasiljevic bails him out. Right there, you just got to stay strong. I know there's a mismatch. Just contest without fouling. He's taking a fadeaway mid-range shot. That's a win for you, for the defense.
But that's his shot as well. So that's the hard thing, is when you try and defend it, as soon as he spins away, you're going to get sucked into trying to take a step forward to contest it, where you've just got to try and stay still, because you will get that contact. And Jack McVeigh back to the basket. He might not be the strongest 4-man going around, but he's really crafty.
Yes, he is.
And he's got a left-hand little hook shot as well, but loves a fadeaway.
Cashes both in. McVeigh up to 8 points in 8 minutes.
Xavier Cooks trying to make it happen for the Kings. Short once more.
Really good defense, being able to hold the Sydney King team to 17 points in the first quarter.
Shot clock and game clock in unison. It's been a golden first quarter from the home team. That's not what they would have been after, but that might be. Steindl on the run. Misses, tip in, doesn't go.
Might have been let me set the clock here. It may have been a potential foul call.
So there's a foul on the tip-in.
Having a review of it now, just checking the clock as well.
0.6, so the foul occurred before time expired.
Where's the foul called?
Krislovic doing the job on the O boards. It seems Ian Clark.
That's going to be
hit
2
him
shots.
from the back.
Yeah, Ian Clark coming over the back.
That's Ian Clark's second too.
Wow.
And this is why the Jack Jumpers puzzle. Every piece is so crucial where it doesn't matter what player, they can't afford to have anybody missing because they all play their role.
Right.
Krislovic's not going to be out competing anyone athletically down low, but he's going to get himself to a position where he can impact an offensive board. Same on the defensive end. Everybody else is going to chime in and play their roles. And you've got to be that fundamentally sound where you put a body on him early, get him out of there.
That's Ian Clark's second foul. That spells trouble.
Wani Sparkle-Bullock also with 2 fouls. Corey, who has been one of their chief stoppers all season. Krislovic misses the second. And now it will be quarter time. The Jack Jumpers flip the script from game 1. They lead it by 10 at quarter time, 27-17. Game 2 here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great to have your company in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Tasmania off to a flying start. It's their biggest quarter-time lead on their home floor at MyState Bank Arena this season. It's also their best quarter in the series so far. They lead it by 10. They did a lot of things right.
Well, they did. I mean, they started well. The way they got their shots was what Scott Roth will be really happy with to get Josh Adams going. And on the flip side, the Kings, I mean, they struggled on the offensive end, but they're only down 10, and I think overall they wouldn't be happy with their offense. They tightened up a little bit defensively. That's going to be an offensive foul on Sam McDaniel. Good start here for the Kings. It could have been a lot worse if you're a Sydney fan right now, because the Jack Jumpers, they got on them early. And they started to heat up a little bit. We know the fans start to get really into it.
Oh, this is not good for the Sydney Kings. Let me explain why. They got 17 points. 1, 2. Tassie's up 10. Josh Adams was 4 of 18 in game 1. He's 4 of 6.
That might be good, though.
That is good with Xavier Cooks going. But Ian Clark has 2 fouls. Do you keep him in the game and risk him getting that third?
Well, he's in there now, so I think you've got to try and get your offense clicking, but he might just have to take a little bit of foot off the pedal. So if you're the Jack Jumpers, you're trying to isolate Ian Clark on that end, try and get him to pick up his 3rd foul. This is the man for the Kings. I think they have to get going.
DJ Vasiljevic.
Beautiful.
He's gorgeous. Oh, what a spin. That's the man right now, with Ian Clark maybe taking a step back off the gas pedal. Vasiljevic has got to start to get some looks. I'd like to see a little bit of him involved with Xavier Cooks. Sean Bruce, you know he's going to be out there trying to set them up.
14 points in game 1.
I agree. Vasiljevic is his turn right now. He's a triple threat and can get it done.
Clark kept McVeigh off the glass that time.
It's a really good box out for me and Clark, those little things. Talk about being fundamentally sound against this Jack Jumpers outfit.
They go back through DJ. There's a mismatch on the floor. Vasiljevic for 3 this time. Got it. 7 straight points to start the second quarter from the Kings.
We said he can do it. We said Ian Clark, take a seat, let this young man go. They find him, he delivers.
He's a bucket. Vasiljevic. Xavier Cooks. This is tough. That is so well defended from Kruzlovic. That's just a better finish from Xavier Cooks. And then Vasiljevic just putting the moves on. That is a thing of beauty. And he's already feeling good about himself to then knock down the 3 ball. Talk about Sean Bruce finding players. Vasiljevic starting to roll.
A triple threat. Can put the ball on the deck and can shoot. These guys are very difficult to contain.
Well, they are. This is what I spoke about. You said Ian Clark with 2 fouls. You keep him out there because the Jack Jumpers are well aware of what he brings with no Adams on the floor. So by having him at least just run around out there, set up the offense, maybe he sets some screens, can kind of be that decoy. But he's still going to have a key part in this second quarter. But you can now give Vasiljevic more of the rock. They had an opportunity with Vasiljevic and Xavier Cooks both having mismatches. They just had to try and work out where to find the best one.
Just on Jarrell Martin, Pete. Scored the first 2 buckets of the game for Sydney. Hasn't had a field goal attempt since, and he's only played 6 minutes in the game so far.
It's an interesting one. We know, again, how crucial of a piece he is for the Kings.
We're not aware of anything that's wrong. It's just interesting. He plays bulk minutes across the season, 27 of them, in fact. Steiner from the corner.
How long? Okay, there you go, Coach. Wondering when both Joshes coming back in.
Tom Vodanovic for 3. 10 unanswered points for the Kings.
Tied ball game.
What a way to start this second quarter. The subs are at the desk for the Jack Jumpers. Adams and Majette ready to step in. McDaniel just throws it straight to Xavier Cooks.
Tasmania have not scored in this second quarter so far.
They're ready to send the double team.
Cooks is too big. He's too good. He's fouled on the tip-in.
That was a mouse in the house. Aaron Weeks doing everything he could, but Xavier Cooks got to his spot. Not only that, your work's only half done if you can force Xavier Cooks to miss when he gets that low. He's too athletic, he's too long. He's going to go back up for a second effort. Gets the foul.
I'm actually shocked they didn't send a double.
Well, I think they were waiting because of how far out Xavier Cooks caught the ball, but
look where he ended up shooting the ball.
And this is the type of player Xavier Cooks is, just the smarts. He didn't face up and try and take Weeks off the dribble. He knew he had the height mismatch, the strength mismatch. Just slowly backed him down. Got to his spot, missed, but followed up. Just got to knock down the free throws.
63% free throw shooter across the season. In front of a sold-out crowd at My State Bank Arena. Cooks drops in the second. It's the 16th sellout of the season, Corey. The last team to do that was the Adelaide 36ers in 1995.
Just something special going on down there. Credit to the support of the state.
Was a young Pete Hooley in the crowd in 1995?
Oh, 3, probably.
McVeigh off target. Xavier Cooks the rebound and then quickly up the floor. There's 5 boards so far to go with these 5 points. He's a walking double-double in the back end of this season. Clark crossing over. It's all happening for the Kings. That's 14 unanswered points.
Welcome to Clark Island.
14-0 this second quarter.
They've come out and have stepped up on the defense and on offense. Just got it going on.
The biggest scoring run by any team in game one was 7 points. Jared Weeks has that jump out. McVeigh read it well off the cylinder and breaks the run.
Well defended for the first part of that from the Kings, and fell in Jack McVeigh's hands to get the putback opportunity.
Glover.
Offensive foul. Bogdanovic. Victor Overzell setting the screen. Nothing worse, Angus Glover. You knocked down the three. You did absolutely nothing wrong.
Scott Roth, the coach of the year. Smiling in the first quarter. How quickly things can change as Xavier Cooks looks totally gassed. Has played 11 minutes so far. 5 points, 5 rebounds, +9 in his time on the floor.
Working extremely hard out there at both ends, as he usually does. Nothing new. Good minutes for the Kings from him.
Jarrell Martin back into the game. Steindel's pass chopped off. Nice hands by MK Maker. Now the big man runs the floor.
Man.
Glover riding shotgun.
Oh, that is just beautiful basketball. And one. Is that an and one?
No, it's going to count anyway with goaltending slapping the backboard, but that is how you run a fast break. Ball never hit the floor. And the way this second quarter started, I'm not sure there can be a period at all, if very long, where there's no Majette or Adams on the floor for the JackJumpers. They're the two most important guys in setting up the offense, getting creative, and that is, speaking of creative, what a finish.
And that's why you can't have him, like you're saying, off the court.
We can't have both of them, but here's that fast break. Clint Steindl, good hands from Maker. Kings are off to the races.
Good push, good extra pass by Maker, and beautiful reverse.
Right.
One-on-one action. Talking about creating off the dribble. That's when he's at his best. Tells everybody, just relax. I got this. Give me the ball.
He might be thinking, look, with Adams and Majette, who both sitting down to start the second quarter, if Jack McVeigh's out there, but Jack McVeigh gets his shots, he can be as good as he is because of those two guards.
Yep. The only two players in double figures in the game so far. Martin sets a big pick on Jared Weeks. Here's Glover. He jumps out. Krislovic.
Every possession down, go through your offense, use the clock, and work with Josh Adams. That's the hot man.
And Steindl fires away.
Much needed hit. Keeping the defense honest.
Maker just matched up with Clint Steindl, fell asleep for half a second. That's plenty of time for a man like Clint Steindl.
Maker rolling to the basket. Excellent offense from the Kings.
Night and day compared to the first quarter right there. Maker just caught ball watching, and when you're guarding Clint Steindl, that's the one thing you cannot do. But that was a good answer down the back. So you give up three yourself, have a chance to wipe that slate clean.
And the clock sits down. Those two fouls, good minutes. Not getting that third foul. Sydney Kings in this second quarter have come out on fire.
Maker for the extra. Doesn't make it happen.
Not the Hungry Jack's chant still goes on in M1. No chance to get the burgers. No. We're still going to keep the chant going.
Absolutely. It's become an institution now, the Hungry Jack's promotion. Great supporters once again this season, and long-time supporters of the NBL. Weeks up top. Yes!
Making the defense pay. They decide to play off you. Easy kick out. Weeks knocks it down.
He's had a happy knack in this final series of making important threes, Jared Weeks.
He sure has.
Didn't take long. Maybe Cook's ready to check back in. For Chase Buford and the Kings.
Steindl had space. Not that time, though. A let-off for the Kings. The lead was 10 at quarter time. Sydney went on a 14-0 run. And now it's the JackJumpers who lead it by 3. Martin lost the handle. Swakala Bullock has 2 fouls. Fights over that one. Forces Adams into a tough look.
Nice contest fighting over that screen. Wani, good job.
Vasiljevic, beautiful move, but the finish not there.
Defense is being applied. Got to his spot, just unable to finish.
3 minutes and 20 before halftime. The Kings lead this 5-game series 1-0. Wednesday night, we're back at Kudos Bank Arena. Bruce has got an option up ahead. There's a foul on the JackJumpers.
And that's a good pass over the top of the defense. Had the mismatch with Martin in there. He had to get fouled. Good recognition by Bruce. And again, you're talking about players stepping up collectively in the absence of the MVP, Jalen Adams. Bruce has been there before, having to step in. Remember when he played his way into this contract that he's on, playing behind Casper Ware and showing his ability to step up and run the show and play well.
That's what it is. This was the trust factor for Trace Beavis. They're going to have a look at potential upgrade. It was in the open floor. Just a full court pass. Sean Bruce. And as you said, Corey, that's just what he does. It's just the smarts of it. And another look here. I think they might be potentially looking at if there is any sort of grab at the jersey with the left hand.
Did he dack it?
From Krizlovic.
Just pulled his pants.
And his pants is there. I don't know about the singlet, but I know it's up.
Might have had a hand around the left hand around the waistband.
For the clear path rule.
So it's a clear path rule.
When you're our broadcast, the call has been reviewed. The call has been upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul, clear path. There was no one between Martin and the basket. We'll restart with 2 shots in possession to White.
There you go, there's the explanation. And I tell you what, even Krizlovic probably thinking that he's been unlucky because the cameras in the backboard just caught him red-handed.
Breakaway because there's no defender between him and the basket.
You can hear the referee's explaining the rule.
It is the rule.
The clear path. But again, the only chance that happens is if you have a big, willing to run the lane like Jarrell Martin did. To put Krizlovic in that potential to get a foul.
Martin makes both. Krizlovic now sits down with 2 fouls. So 4 Tasmanian players have got 2. McDaniel, Krizlovic, Majet and McIntosh.
Come on.
If you're a Tassie fan or Scott Roth, that's far from ideal. Still 3 minutes before half-time. Bruce surveys his options. Ian Clark with the shot clock at 3. Time to get creative. Fell over and he's out of bounds.
Oh, that was well defended by the JackJumpers. The Kings were trying to get a little running curl flare screen for Jarrell Martin for the 3. They blew that up. They had to get it back to Sean Bruce, and then they defended it well to force the turnover.
Adams guarded by Clark. He switches over, guarded by Sean Bruce.
That is great one-on-one defense. Just not doing anything silly.
Wick's got his man up in the air. And Sydney have had an excellent 24 seconds on the defensive end.
Watch this defense from Sean Bruce. Just the discipline to stay down, just contest, not get your hands in their hands up. Just to force Josh Adams to have to give it up. So often we see players, they do the job to get him to force into potential fadeaway and then get overzealous, do something silly, slap down at the ball. That's exactly why he's out there.
Exactly.
Scoreless in the game, Sean Bruce, but +7 in his time on the floor. Clark has space. Misses. Offensive rebound and 1 for Jarrell Martin.
And he's just gone over the ankle ever so slightly, but offensive rebounds, these are the hustle plays that the JackJumpers need to get to be successful.
It's just a great second quarter by the Sydney Kings, coming in down 10 points collectively, fighting get it done. Good job on the O boards. And one. By Martin. 8 points. A couple of rebounds. Has a chance to make this lead a 2-point game.
And this for the Jack Jumpers this last 2 minutes. You've got no Kristovic on there. Jack McVeigh's playing the 5. Chris Steiner playing the 4, which means you've got to be extra physical on the box outs. Against Jarrell Martin and Xavier Cooks, you can't afford to just be half-hearted or catch them late, because they will get offensive rebound after offensive rebound, and it'll really hurt your team.
Adams that time got Bruce up in the air. Oh, Weeks, beautiful take. Extra free throw coming for the Jack Jumpers.
Fantastic take. Good left-hand finish. Cooks, good usage of putting the ball on the deck, getting to the rack. Dribble penetration, kick.
Might have got away with a little happy feet on the initial drive, but that's a really good finish from Jared Weeks. And this is what's impressed me most about the Jack Jumpers. We saw it in the semi-final series. We saw it down the end of the regular season. Is they're never rattled. Sydney Kings have been phenomenal in their second quarter. Tie ball game where it looks like Sydney could have potentially taken the lead and put up a bit of a buffer going into half. They just find ways to hang around when things aren't going their way.
That'll be a Tassie ball. Matt Kenyon coming up with a big defensive play.
Showing why they re-signed him. Doing what he does best. Play great defense. Gets his hand on the ball. Deflects it off of the knee of the Kings. Over to Tassie.
It's a different looking lineup that they've got out there at the moment, the home team. Fouls have been an issue for them. Shot clock at 9.
Go, go.
Dump it off to Adams. Has Weeks open. They didn't respect him and he makes them pay.
Weeks playing some great basketball.
Huge.
Big hit when the team needed it the most. The shot clock going down. Tassie back in front.
That's a big hit because that was well defended once again from the Kings. They just had that little bit of a lapse late.
Now Cook's guarded by Kenyon. He'll like the look of this one. The double comes. It's Sean Bruce who's left open.
Oh, man.
And he hurts them.
Man, big quarter. The decision-making by Sean Bruce on defense, on offense, cashing in. 16-26.
It's not going to show up on the score sheet, but that screen from Jarrell Martin to allow Sean Bruce as Josh Adams gets all the way to the lane. Jarrell Martin just flipping to set a screen and allow Sean Bruce all the time in the world to set his feet and knock it down.
And that will put Xavier Cooks on the free throw line.
I mean, that's actually not a bad foul because it's a great take. Kicks. And hit by Weeks.
3 of 5 from the field, Jared Weeks.
See Jarrell Martin here just turn his body. Josh Adams wasn't even going to try and contest it anyway, but just to give Sean Bruce a little space and time, and that's the athleticism of Josh Adams getting all the way to the lane and just saying to the referee, did you like that? I think that's what he's saying.
Is that what he said?
What he's saying is, fam, blow that whistle. That's a foul.
No.
Give me something.
Players don't think that.
Been a good first half from Cooks.
Let's not make it easy. Top 3 Jacks!
Still chanting Hungry Jacks. It's not up for grabs, but hey, who are we to rain on their parade?
Oh my. Someone's got to be blocking out the shooter, especially if that's Xavier Cooks. They're just going to clean up the floor. That can't happen. Grand final series, you know it's going to be a dogfight all the way to that final buzzer of when the championship is decided. You've got to have somebody guarding one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. I know it's his own shot. Just walked in to get his own board. Gives Chase Buford a chance, and you see there, Scott Roth.
Chemist Warehouse timeout. Let's take a listen to Scott Roth, coach of the Jack Jumpers.
It's 7, they're 8 seconds. We're gonna run 79 on a pin down. Weeks is gonna come off. Jack. J.A. small and small in the corners. At 7 seconds, butter. You're rolling the pin down. JA's coming off. Take it off on a wing here so he has a chance to move. All right? Might screen your own. 7 seconds. Right here, you gotta stay solid. You gotta gang rebound. Together, 1, 2, 3, together.
19 seconds left before half-time, and to celebrate the success of the Jack Jumpers, they've released an exclusive collection of merchandise. I know you've already got some of this stuff, Corey.
Yes, I do.
Shop.jackjumpers.com.au. Merchandise has flown out the door, so pre-order now and don't miss out. You got the shorts, don't you?
I got shorts, I got a hoodie.
See what they need to get a stop, but see what they can execute with Scott Roth during a play with the last 7 seconds when they get the ball back.
Cook's pass chopped off. Kenyon now has more time than perhaps what he realised. Weeks is feeling good. He's feeling really good.
Oh my. Huge. First half by Weeks.
Cooks against the buzzer, misses. Feel the energy.
This place is rocking. Jared Weeks, 11 points off the bench. Good awareness from Matt Kenyon, who nearly teed off with 10 seconds to go right there. Thought about having the running three. Gave it to Jared Weeks. He said, what last shot? Who cares? I'm feeling it. And boy, is he what.
Sydney started the quarter with a 14-0 run. The Jack Jumpers finished strong. Let's get to Anthony Stewart.
Yeah, join with Josh Adam. Great start first half. All about runs, typical championship basketball right now.
Yeah, you know, Sydney's not going to fall over and die. They're going to keep swinging. It's a great shooting team, a very offensively strong team, so we have to stay laser focused.
Yeah, you seem to come out early and took it upon yourself to get that scoreboard ticking. You must be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same looks I was getting last game. They're just falling here. You know, you're comfortable at home. We've only played at Sydney twice. We're getting the looks that we want, but we need to not settle for threes and keep going to the rack.
All the best in the second half, Josh.
DJ, great fight back there. Down 10 in that first quarter. What went wrong at the start?
I think easy shots. We let Josh Adams get going. Once he gets going, he can be a very, very hard man to stop. But rebounding, D-trans, and not turning the ball over.
And how did you turn that around? Just tidying up those type of areas?
Yeah, we came into the second quarter. I think we got 3 straight stops, 3 straight buckets, and they called a timeout. If we can get this crowd to, shush and not let them energize, I think we'll be in very good hands.
That's a big ask. Tell me, Josh Adams, he's a tough cover.
Oh, yeah. He's made the All-NBL team. Great player. But, again, we all have to step up without our MVP, JA.
Appreciate your time. Good luck.
It's all up for grabs in Game 2. Will Sydney head back to Kudos Bank Arena on Wednesday with a 2-game advantage? Or will the Jack Jumpers square it away and have this one apiece after 2 games? 48-44 at halftime. We're going to talk about it all in the halftime show. Coming up next in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
entertaining first half from My State Bank Arena. JackJumpers got up on top in that opening term thanks to Josh Adams, led by 10 at quarter time, and looked as though they were really getting the better of the Sydney Kings. For full credit to the Kings, they bounced back. Term number 2, were able to retake the lead, and they'll settle for a 4-point deficit here at half-time. 48-44 is the equation. Anthony Stewart, Tasmanian basketball worldie, 2-time NBL champions with me. Both teams have had their moments here. It's a great arm wrestle.
Yeah, it's finals basketball at its best. Couple of runs. It's who can weather the storm the best. Obviously, Adams came out early, really put some points on the board and made it difficult for Sydney, but they reacted well. They're defensive, as Luke Longley said before the game. He feels like they're a better defensive unit with this group.
We saw the JackJumpers dominate the boards in the opening quarter. Sydney turned that around in the second. How did they do that?
Yeah, they did. I mean, it's no secret with the JackJumpers. They win the rebound count, they win the games, and they really made that. They were up, I think, 12-6 in the first quarter. Sydney's dragged that back to be leading the rebound count and dragged the game back. So, interesting basketball. It's going to be an exciting third quarter.
Tell us a nice little cameo from Jared Weeks. When you're winning a playoff, you need an X factor from someone. Weeks had 11 points out of the 21 that they came up with in that second quarter. That was huge.
It was. I think Josh Adams coming off on balls, he's attracted a lot of attention, and you need that guy in the 2 spot that can knock down shots, and Weeks, he's done a really good job tonight. He's a veteran. He knows how to get it done, but again, third quarter is really important. We saw that the other night in Sydney.
Great atmosphere, really enjoying it here courtside. Let's send it over to Jack and Corey.
Thanks, Case. Appreciate it. Well done to you and Stewie. Corey, what have you made of the opening half? It has been, particularly in the second quarter, a game of runs.
Yeah, it was. First quarter, obviously, it was a 10-point deficit for Sydney. Sydney comes out on fire, ties the game, and then it's a seesaw affair from there. I love what Jared Weeks, 11 points in that second quarter. He was huge because Majette usually is the guy that's ticking over the scoreboard, as well as how Adams is rolling right now, and he was non-existent. So for him to come off the bench and drop 11 points in the second quarter was huge, and they regained a 4-point lead.
Josh Adams has had a big first half so far. Looks to be a little injured at the moment, certainly a slight issue with a wrist, but has had a big say on the game, is the leading scorer with 15 points on 6 of 10.
You got to remember, he remembers how horrible he was personally in game 1. So he wanted to make an emphasis in coming out and getting things right, going his way for his team, and he's done exactly that. 6 of 10 from the field. He's getting it done all without shooting threes, okay? He's 6 of 10, and it's all mid-ranges or getting to the rack. And coming off that screen, they can't do anything with him. And as you can see, the SodaStream shot chart, there it is. A lot of points in the paint, a couple of mid-range hits, but he is wreaking havoc on that Sydney Kings defense.
48-44 at halftime at My State Bank Arena. The Sydney Kings found themselves down 10 at quarter time. Pete Hooley's in the analysis centre. Pete, what did Sydney do better in that second quarter?
Well, it was their 2 defensive figureheads, Xavier Cooks and Swakala Bullock, that changed the tide. But here's exactly what happened in the first quarter with the JackJumpers. Josh Adams, we just showed his highlights. He knocked down 2 jump shots. So it's baseline out of bounds. They execute so well. You've got Jack McGay faking a screen to McIntosh, and he's going to go and set this little away screen for Josh Adams to curl, knowing the defence knows that they're trying to get Josh Adams the ball. The miscommunication from the Kings allows Jack McVeigh to get to the corner. Josh Majette, one of the best passers in the league. The breakdown here, wide open 3 because everybody's focused on Josh Adams, who just knocked down some shots. Second quarter, completely different Sydney Kings outfit on the defensive end, and it starts with their defensive guys making plays. Clark's up and in, but this is just what Xavier Cooks does well. So we have a screen here. Krislovic is setting that little handoff for Clint Steindl. Normally you'd only switch this if Ian Clark gets screened or caught on the screen. He does well to get over, but Xavier Cooks knows he's got the length to bother Clint Steindl. He just blows it up, says, I'm just going to switch that. Late contest in the corner, blow that up. That's just what Xavier Cooks does well. He blows up a lot of plays like that on the defensive end. Their other man, Swakala Bullock. So let's have a look at this. Here's the Kings on one end. You set a ball screen here. Now, he gets caught Vasiljevic, and he's lucky that Maker and Marn, they're in the play to kind of blow it up, so get it out of Josh Majette's hands. The play fights on. They get the ball to Josh Adams, and then we're going to just watch here. Watch the one-on-one defense from Swakala Bullock. Changes his feet to fight over a screen that's going to come from Krislovic. This is all on his own merit. So comes across, they get the screen. Josh Adams wants to get to his spot. Just hard work, not letting him get screened, forces him into a tough jump shot. It's no surprise that they turn things around on the defensive end. They're their main two guys. If you're the Jack Jumpers, you've got to try and find a way to combat that.
Very little separating these two teams at halftime. It's 48-44. The third quarter is coming up next in Game 2 of the Grand Final Series. Great to have your company. Sunday afternoon basketball at a sold-out MyState Bank Arena, the 16th sellout of the season for the competition's newest franchise, the Tasmania JackJumpers, and they lead by 4 as we start this third quarter. And as was highlighted at halftime, Pete, it was the third quarter in Game 3 that was the difference. Sydney winning that third quarter by 10. In Game 1, I should say.
This is your season. Let's talk about it and what it is. You lose this game, it's pretty much over, you would think. It's tough to come back. I don't think any team's done it. Down 2-0. You're in a great position on your home floor in front of your... I think Jack McVeigh might have just copped one in the Adams apple.
Left hand elbow.
Right.
Right,
the
Adams
you
apple.
didn't see that, ref?
That's like he's looking at the ref like, ref, it's right in your face.
Then the pain kind of set in. He's like, what's happening here?
It's not one of those ones you can kind of say, look, because Adams apple's already protruding out.
Adams deep 2, off target.
This is the way the JackJumpers want to be. Had a great fight back. Jared Weeks was phenomenal, but to go into a second half on your home floor in a crucial Game 2.
Cooks missed a couple of chippies.
The Jet That's Fabian Krislovic rolling to the cup.
A great find.
Interesting enough, you can see on the sideline, Geordie Hunter, I know they've missed him all season long, but he was telling the defence they've got to come across on those plays. That's a really good finish from Jarrell Martin. Somebody's got to get in there to bump those rolls, some pick and roll from Fabian Krislovic. Make him have to try and go around you, put a body in front, make him kick the ball. That was just too easy. Hunter, you can see him on the bench, standing up. Black T-shirt, he is well invested.
They'd love to have him out there. That'll be a foul on the Kings. Hasn't played all season, unfortunately, due to a foot injury. Jordan Hunter, runner-up in the most improved player, 2020. There he is.
I'd love to see, though, just young player. Be frustrated that he couldn't be out there.
He's been like that all season, Pete. This is not just a finals thing.
Oh, no doubt.
He has been riding every possession all season.
Well, it's a different scope. When you don't play at all and you know you're not playing, you see different things than the players on the court. Even the players on the bench, they're looking at potentially their matchup or how they're going to impact the game. You see it more from that coaching standpoint. So you'd be able to tell Jarrell Martin certain things the other players won't see.
Martin's had a good start to this third quarter. A couple of rebounds, and he's the Kings' leading scorer with 11 points now. Clark from real deep. That's long. McVeigh with numbers against him.
It's going to be trouble. Well defended Xavier Cooks. Doesn't like it, but just dragging the pivot foot.
Ian Clark is one that you usually can rely on with his consistency. Tonight, this afternoon, he's 2 of 8 with just 5 points in 17 minutes. First half, he had foul trouble. Those 2 and managed to get out of that first half, not getting that third. A turnover by the Kings.
He picked up the third early here in this third quarter. So again, he's only got 5 points and 2 of 8, but just his presence on the floor.
8th turnover of the game as well for the Sydney Kings. Krislovic. A minute to go. Loose ball. How did the officials see this one? Take another look here.
He's checking back in.
That's touched by the JackJumpers. Krislovic comes out of the game. Mikhail McIntosh checking back in.
And Mikhail McIntosh, no points, 0 of 1 from the field. Tasmania JackJumpers would love to see him get involved offensively.
Clark walked that up the floor and didn't get over halfway in 8 seconds. Holy! Chase Buford is headless. At the other end, Tasmania starting to lift.
Well, it's all happening.
It is all happening.
So we can have another look at that. There's definitely a foul call. I'm wondering if they have a look at a potential goaltend as well. Kev Lish, he did well to get in there quick.
Did well.
Oh, my.
Because Coach Buford lost the plot.
Here we go.
Chase Buford. Trying to referee something, and then Kev Lish.
He was a very good defender in his day, Kevin Lish. He needed to be there.
Oh, that's great defense. Oh, he hit him on the head. He hit him on the head after the
phenomenal defense first, the athleticism.
Oh, my goodness.
They must be steel caps. Oh, my. Well, I'd say that's less than ideal. Now he gets fired up, Chase Buford. Ken Lish did a really good job to settle him down. He's already picked up 1 technical foul.
One more, that would have been it.
Might be an invoice ahead of Chase Buford's way for the JackJumpers. You break it, you own it.
Looks like a Tetris piece to the side now.
I can't stop looking at it. McVeigh into the paint. Blocked by Cooks. Loose ball though for Kenyon. Shot clock beats them. Great D Kings.
Great defense by Cooks. He's everywhere. Just when it looked like you had a layup. Good weak side defense.
In game 1, It was a 28-18 third quarter that set it up. Xavier Cook's on the move. You cannot stop that.
No, you can't. Xavier Cooks, really good awareness. Heard the whistle. Continuation to finish the layup. And one opportunity.
Xavier Cooks has no position. He's just what you call just a hooper.
He's a utility.
Bring the ball up, take it off the rack, finish in traffic, pass,
that's what makes him
rebound, block shots, steals. He reminds me like a Draymond Green type. He's just out there and that can just add value all over the court.
Spot on. He's an NBA level talent. There's no doubt about it. It's just been awesome to see his growth this season. I said before this season started, yes, Josh Adams and Jalen Adams will be the grand final MVP favourites for their teams respectively, but Xavier Cooks, well and truly, will be in the conversation.
Big hit, McIntosh. His first points of the afternoon.
Big points to regain back this lead in this wrestling match.
Some wrestling going on down low too. Vasiljevic left open. Josh Majette wants that to be looked at. Not sure that Scott Roth willing to push that chip in yet.
So that's what Chase people got upset about was that the shot clock didn't reset, so they started at 21 seconds and then got over on 14.
He's still getting an invoice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could be mad all day.
Oh, yeah.
That invoice is coming.
Oh, yeah.
They should have reset the shot clock, or they had it right and they just weren't aware, the Sydney Kings. But either way, they seem to have responded a little bit.
Adams turns the corner. Now guarded by Martin. All the tricks.
Oh,
and
my
the
goodness.
finish.
That is tough. At one point, it was like 3 defenders on him. And still takes him to the rack and finishes with the left. Look at all them trying to guard him. He reaches in between the legs, takes it to the rack, takes the hit, up with the left. Bucket. Chance for 3 the hard way. Great finish.
Jeez, old mate at the back just wanted a piece. Josh Adams.
As he should. This man is killing him.
Tasmania's hopes, let's be real here, swing on this man.
100%.
Well, they do, especially at home, because, yes, they've got the ability to get the crowd involved themselves with their play, like offensive rebounds like that, but Josh Adams makes the plays that gets the crowd really into it.
McVeigh, nice hustle play. They keep it alive, Tasmania. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. And Swakala Bullock picks up a foul. That'll be his third now.
Just great hustle. Great heads-up play. A lot of jack jumpers. That energy in that building. Just flowing through that whole team.
Five and 3/4 minutes left in this third term. 2-point game. McVeigh thought about the three, decided to get in deep instead. Martin's presence was too big.
Great defense. Oh, they get it back. This will be big.
This will get the crowd going.
Kenyon back out for McVeigh. Clark arrived late and forced him to change the shot.
Well, it's a really good awareness from Jack McVeigh not to grab that. It would have been his double dribble. Josh Adams. Oh, my. He is tough.
And this is when I say, game one, he's 4 of 18. Non-existent. And in this game, he's just grabbing the game by the throat, dictating everything on the offensive end. Good take by the Kings. Brings it back to 2.
They need more from Ian Clark. 7 points on 3 of 9. It's been double figures in every finals game so far. Jet from the elbow. It's good.
Big hit in that mid-range area. He is usually reliable. He cashes in, brings the lead to 4.
Chemist Warehouse timeout called. 4:38 remaining in this third term. And the Jack Jumpers are having a big say on things right now. We work our way through the timeout. Some work to do for the Sydney Kings, and you too can play like a pro thanks to Bunnings Warehouse, who are giving you the chance to win your very own court at home. You can enter now at win.nbl.com.au/Bunnings.
I only worked on shooting, which is why that's really all I can do. I had a basketball hoop and a little trampoline. I used to play back there for hours with my brother and get beat up a lot, but it was a lot of fun in the meantime.
My dad built one, so I had a little bit of like a half court going on, and that made my life the best, so I could never complain as a kid.
That was kind of like our sanctuary, our getaway from everything.
There's the LED in question. And had Chase Buford's foot go through the middle of it.
How much you think that cost?
A couple of K? I don't know. Either way.
Grand final series, a lot less.
59-55. Let's get to John Casey courtside.
Thanks, Jack. I was just listening in there with the Tasmania JackJumpers huddle, and I have to say you cannot underestimate the influence that Josh Magette has on this team, not just on the floor, but the way he talks to his teammates and the experience that he shares with them as well. And speaking of sharing experience, I'm seeing Mika Vukona have more and more to say to the players when they come off the court. Obviously, the bigs is priority, but he's talking to all of them about it, and having won 5 championships himself, well, that's experience that you can't buy.
No doubt about that. He's a winner. Thank you, Case.
Speaking of experience that you can't buy, Ian Clark with a great playmaking possession.
Jarrell Martin has 13. McIntosh, heart of the basket. This is from underneath, and Sydney pushed the ball. They've got the advantage. Martin, offensive foul. Points are waved away.
And that is a crucial defensive possession.
4 fouls on Jarrell Martin. Oh.
Puts his body on the line and takes the hit.
That is a problem for Chase Buford.
It sure is, because as well as Jarrell Martin is playing right now, 5 for 5, 13 points, he has to sit down with 4 fouls.
I'm going to coach has challenged this because of the 4 fouls, but also just where Jack McVeigh's feet are on the charge circle now. A lot of it comes down to an airborne player in there. When does Jarrell Martin leave the floor?
This is a big play in this game. This is a big play. He gets that 4 fouls.
Let's look for his feet here, Pete.
He's no doubt in there, right there. But, he lifts it on the point of contact.
He lifts it on the point of contact.
The left foot. So he drops it back there and then lifts it.
His foot is on the line.
Oh, my. Well, it definitely looks like it's on the line. So he's in the air when the contact's made, but right there.
Wow, that's
tough.
Close.
That's what you try and review for. Look, make no mistake, that's what the coach challenge is there for, because in speed of motion, it's hard to see that, especially with the foot up like that. When the contact's made, when he leaves to become an airborne player. I think that's the JackJumpers fans saying hello to Chase Buford.
He's just seen that he's on the big screen, Chase Buford. He's riding the wave of emotion.
Well, I think it just became a gift from that.
33 years of age in 6 months. If they do win.
The coach's challenge is successful.
Oh,
the call
there
on
you
the
go.
floor is cancelled. The defender had his foot on the line in the no-charge zone semicircle. We will count the baskets and restart with green from the baseline.
That's what it's there for. Exactly that. You got a star player potentially picking up a 4th foul, and we saw the replay, the challenge. It was so touch and go. You understand why it's called straight away, but look at that. So his foot just touching the top of the circle on the white line when the contact's made. It's a great effort from Jack McVeigh. You can understand why in the heat of the moment, at the speed of the game, that was quickly called a charge, but that's why the coach challenges there. The replay centre gets it right.
Now that foul count looks a little bit better for the Kings. Adams and Angus Glover get into it.
Make no mistake, that is a huge no call with Jarrell Martin, because that would have been his 4th, and he's rolling right now. Hasn't missed a field goal. 6 of 6, 15 points in 19 minutes. But Sydney are in penalty.
You expected a physical battle. That's what finals often bring.
$30 points in Game 3 of the semi-final series. Josh Adams standing tall for the JackJumpers in Game 2 of the Grand Final series.
Done it really efficiently. 8 of 13. Best part about Josh Adams' game so far in this one is he's only taken 1 3. That makes the coach's challenge even better as the Kings take the lead again.
He hasn't missed a field goals yet. 18.7 of 7. Last game he had 7 points.
Get him the rock a bit more. He's having one of those nights. 7 of 7.
Beautiful three-point shooter for a big man, Jarrell Martin. 37% from outside across the regular season. Adams off balance.
Oh my goodness. It don't matter who's guarding him. Bucket. Pete Hooley. It don't matter who's guarding him.
Just the space.
Bucket.
And it's like a turnover. Just the space that he creates.
Oh my goodness.
Remember that 3, John Cain Arena?
Oh, he's calling for the crowd to get involved. He wants to hear the... Don't that look like WrestleMania? Little Hulk Hogan calling to the crowd.
24 points. Josh Adams.
That step back was ridiculous.
Great job of Angus Glover to fight over and then bang. And
look at that. He can do that both ways, left or right.
You know the travel?
So tough to guard. Don't worry about that. It's a bucket. It's a bucket in my state.
Oh, dear. Josh Majette.
Well, that's his step back, though. Wow. I know he is. He does it so well, but I won't ruin the story with the facts just in case it is.
That was created off of that step.
I've just got visions of Josh Adams ripping his jersey like Hulk Hogan.
Like Hulk Hogan.
Yep. Saying his prayers and eating his vitamins. 64-62. Less than 3 minutes before three-quarter time. Every possession in this third term has been so meaningful for both teams. Glover tries his hand, a foul off the ball. That'll be on Tasmania.
Jared Weeks just trying everything he can to get Xavier Cooks out of there. And that's just the presence of Xavier Cooks. He's got 3 offensive rebounds, and just if he's in the key and there's a missed shot, you just feel he's going to have an impact on 9 out of 10 offensive rebounds. Whether he gets a hand on it himself or it causes a foul, you can hear the referee saying, you're face guarding. That's what happens. You get caught, there's a mismatched guard on a big like Xavier Cooks. If you're face guarding, it's going to be a whistle 9 times out of 10.
The lob, Sean Bruce throws it up for Maker.
Great out-of-bounds set. That play comes because everyone has to stay locked into Vasiljevic coming up to potentially get a 3 at the top of the key. You get caught on that.
Adams long. Makua Maker's cousin Thon watching on from overseas at the moment, tweeting throughout the game.
You've got to stay locked in to Vasiljevic. And then Clint Steindl thinks about maybe I have to switch that, but just got to stay attached because Josh Adams wasn't really a whole lot of contact on the screen. It's just the presence of mind.
Beautiful pass. Right on point. As we know, Sydney in penalty. So just 2 shots for Tazzy. From this point on.
Two-time NBL champion Clint Steindl, captain of the JackJumpers in their first season. What a great season he's had too. 3rd in the 6th Man of the Year voting.
It's a great pickup. Champion, quality player, quality shooter.
Speaking of winners, there's Mika Vukona, a 5-time NBL champion.
Another great pickup.
And there's no surprise when you talk about the puzzle of the JackJumpers. Everybody's starring in their role, and you've got that man giving every single player that advice.
Glover for the lead. No good. And the Jet, one end to the other, gave up his look for Jared Weeks.
Let's go.
He was red hot in that second quarter. Doesn't get that one to go. Vasiljevic, athletic play. We're locked away at 66.
5 assists for Sean Bruce, just picking them apart.
Stepping up and having a big game in Game 2, Sean Bruce.
Oh, he's taking him.
Guarded by Maker. spins. The help came. Adams still managed to draw the foul.
See Chase Buford on the sideline. He was screaming at the defence to try and send him towards the other side with his left hand, because that's where Xavier Cooks was, clogging up the key. That's the way you want to try and send him. So often we try to get him to send someone baseline.
Dave Simmons in the house.
Oh, yes. What a player. Part of that uber successful Melbourne Tigers outfit.
No nonsense. His style of play.
2.
Adams with the first. There's 25 points. Just on Sean Bruce too, Pete. You highlighted him. Equal season high assists for him today.
Just stepping up. Absence of Jalen Adams, he's not going to have 30 points to go along with some assists, but he's going to set up the offense and he's going to play hard on the defensive end. And Chase Buford can just trust him to fill that void. This is a battle. This is what we knew. Grand Final Series is always going to dish up.
It's been an emotional roller coaster, this one. We've still got a quarter to come. Cooks hands off for Vasiljevic. Forced into a tough look. DJ.
Look, that man is a bucket. However you want it.
Fantastic hit baseline. No room to go anywhere.
He doesn't shy away from the moment.
Just the uber confidence to even take that. Gets hit. And one.
I remember how good he was in his rookie campaign before.
Oh, he cooked.
That season injury. And alongside Casper Ware, he was torching.
Oh, yeah. Averaged 15 points a game before he went down last year with an Achilles injury at a shooting clip of 46, 41, 84.
I think he had 49 threes, which we talk about. Bull Quoll broke the record for rookie season. Vasiljevic was going to smash it last year before getting injured.
Hasn't missed a beat since he's come back this year.
Him and Jack White both having those horrific injuries, the way they came back.
McVeigh shot clock at 3, stripped by Vodanovic. McVeigh got it back. It's defensive possession from the Kings.
Had two guys wide open at the top. That's one Jack McVeigh would want back.
Cooks had the first step on Steindl. Loose ball falls back out to the Kings. Glover steps out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds and probably travel. Take your pick.
Cooks would be very frustrated, missing a lot of chippies in this game that he'd normally make.
3 of 11.
He easily missed about 4 chippies.
That's, you
4
can see
or 5 chippies.
Background there. He's getting to where he wants to get to.
Tied ball game. Ooh, that's what we wanted. We knew it wasn't going to be easy.
It's going right the way to the end. Shot clock switched off. Majet for Steindl, deliberate play. No good.
That's going to be called on Sean Bruce, trying to get the box out. Krislovic, as I mentioned in the start of the game, that's what he does. He's different to Xavier Cooks, the way they attack the glass. He's going to get his body in there. Sees the shot go up and then just tries to get that front position. Sean Bruce just trying to pull his arm down, but he also was pretty crafty to get his arm caught up in there as well. Krislovic, and then it was an easy call for the referee. This fourth quarter is going to be massive.
Fabian Krislovic, we highlighted this in game 1. Last season, he was playing for the Cairns Taipans off the bench in the team that finished last. A season on, he's the starting 5-man in a grand final series.
Getting an opportunity and making the most of it.
Here comes Cooks at the buzzer. Misses another one from underneath. It's all set up for a bumper finish. Tasmania lead by 2 at 3/4 time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Are we going into game 3 at 1 apiece, or are the Kings back on their home floor to close it out? We'll find out next. We're on the search to crown the 44th NBL champion, and at three-quarter time in Game 2, 2 points separate the Tasmania JackJumpers and the Sydney Kings in front of a sold-out crowd at MyState Bank Arena. This has got all the makings of a very, very big finish.
Love it. This is exactly what you want to see if you're a basketball fan.
This 10 minutes is so crucial for the JackJumpers. Can't understate that. In a great position here on your home floor. Game 2. Josh Majette tries to kick it off with a bang, and he does.
He's not shy of that deep three.
Might have to look into that before Game 3. He would definitely be shooting a better percentage from deep three.
Swaka LeBourne. He's open. Sorry, Pete. He's left open. Steiner out there to start the fourth quarter. Alongside Jared Weeks, Fabian Krislovic, Jack McVeigh, and Majette. For the Kings, Vasiljevic, Bruce, Swaka LeBourne, Cooks, and Vodanovic. Majette to back it up. Not sure the bank's open on a Sunday in Tasmania.
Oh, anyway.
Bruce, beautiful pass underneath for Vodanovic.
Also a breakdown defensively from the JackJumpers.
Assist number 6 for Bruce.
+5, 6 assists, 0 turnovers.
Quality minutes coming off that bench in the absence of the MVP.
A man who's been around the league long enough and knows exactly what he has to do.
Krislovic got Cooks up in the air. Couldn't get it done from underneath.
Those little ones, you think. How many the Kings have missed, especially Xavier Cooks, that close. The JackJumpers just can't afford to miss those in this fourth quarter. As we also thought, Corey, while Josh Adams takes a break.
Took him to school that possession.
There's a look on his face right now, Xavier Cooks, where he knows, Corey, that he's got to be the guy.
You know, honestly, he's getting to the spots that he wants to get to. As you can see, great footwork. Takes the hit and finishes. Got away with a little travel.
I don't know if he did that pretty well. That's just a man who just said to Fabian Krislovic, "Welcome to my dance class."
Definitely took him dancing.
Dance class? Dance? Dance or dance?
Depends if you're in America or Aussie. Dance? What we say?
I think it's dance anyway.
That's the South Australian in you coming out. Dance and chance.
Well, it is palmy. We won't go there.
No, we will not. And Cooks for the extra to lock it away at 73.
That was just patience getting to his spot. That's a 5-point swing. Krislovic had that little bunny. Misses it. Foul Xavier Cooks, who gets the 3-point play.
Krislovic now has 3 fouls of his own. Steindl turns the corner. Big hit.
Oh, man, that's just well-executed offense. Steindl comes off that turnaround and cashes in. And he misses another bunny.
4 of 14, Xavier Cooks. Has 12 points. He should have 30. Back out for Majette. Shot clock at single figures. McIntosh stepping into a 3.
Xavier Cooks' 9th rebound to go with 12 points. That's going to be a travel. Just dragging the pivot foot. JackJumpers, the way they respond, they execute phenomenally.
One thing I will say, since I've seen Kings games, I haven't seen Ian Clark play like this. 3 of 9, 7 points in 23 minutes, 4 turnovers, 1 of 5 from the 3.
Maybe that's the upside for Sydney. He's guarding Majette. Expert at getting in front of his defender. Steindl.
Well, they ran the exact same play they scored off with Clint Steiner when he came off the up screen the first time, knocked down the 3. They ran it again. And he went off the corner screen. He was open. Just Josh Majette was too worried with the defense on his back. Jarrell Martin continues his outstanding game. He still hasn't missed from the field. 20 points, 7 rebounds.
8 of 8 from the field.
Josh Majette would want that last possession back. Clint Steiner was open. They execute so well in the half court.
McIntosh falls over. Managed to keep it alive for McVeigh, and that will be a travel.
They have played great defense on Jack McVeigh in this second half.
Look at this shot chart.
Oh, man.
Jerome.
Oh, man.
And this is not one of those ones where you forget to press, show the red X's. That's just how well he's been playing. Has not missed a shot, has not forced anything, hasn't missed a free throw. SodaStream shot charts don't get much prettier than that.
This is game 2 of a grand final series. Jarrell Martin is 8 from 8.
He's playing a point per minute. Ian Clark just got a behaviour warning.
1 point game. Reminder, game 3 Wednesday night at Kudos Bank Arena. Check your local guides. Of course, if you're watching in New South Wales or from anywhere and you want to jump on a plane, get to the cube. Steindl strips Vasiljevic. And the crossover, takes it himself. Doesn't get the finish or the foul. McVeigh, McIntosh gave it up for Majet. Doesn't go, and Vasiljevic laying flat on his back. Gets a rebound.
Looked like he might have copped a pretty good whack there from Jack McVeigh. Vasiljevic.
Martin for the lead. No.
Oh, well, of course, we show his shot chart, hasn't missed, and that one touched every part of the rim, bottom of the net, and then popped out. Oh, my.
Adams just needed a moment to fire. Clark a little slow.
Getting some good looks. JackJumpers need to keep this crowd up and about. Things will start to get a little anxious down the stretch.
Tired bodies out there for both teams. This one has been a war.
Corey, you mentioned Ian Clark, 7 points, 3 of 9. He's got 4 turnovers, and there's the hold on Clint Steindl. Pretty easy call in the end. It's right in front of the referee. Best part is, you've got 5 minutes to win the game. No one remembers any of that if you can get the job done.
76-75, game 2 of the semi-final series. I should say the grand final series.
Oh, what a battle we have here. It's exactly what we wanted. JackJumpers fans are starting to get a little anxious. They know how important this game is. You're going to defend home court. When you're the lower seed, have to defend home court, and you have to just try and find a way to steal one on the road.
Where's the upside for Sydney?
Well, they haven't played overall that great in terms of the entire game. They've had patches, but they've missed a lot of easy shots. They're still shooting 50% from the field.
For me right now, Ian Clark time. You're Sydney.
Five minutes, 27 left. Game 2 of the grand final series. Tasmania leading 76-75. Look at that low-scoring fourth quarter stat line.
Well, defense is tightening up because the play is so crucial.
Sydney a little stuck on one side of the court. Martin takes matters into his own hands. Kept playing, doesn't finish. Cooks is there to clean it up.
Well done. Xavier Cooks. Jarrell Martin looked like he was going to potentially travel by him fumbling the ball. Probably saved him. Sydney go up by 1.
Tick down to 5 minutes. Josh Adams, game's leading scorer with 26.
It's going to be a foul. He's going to go to the free throw line.
And for me, this is where you need to get him the ball. Run the offense and get it to him on the back end and allow him to create. Gets a screen and he can put the ball in the deck and create. He's going to cause so much havoc on the defensive end. He's going to be able to either shoot it or kick it out for a wide open shot. Run it through him. He's been great all afternoon.
Right now, for these last 4 minutes, 55 seconds, Tassie just have to be so locked in defensively to make sure they can get as many stops as possible. I know it sounds obvious, but that way they don't have to rely on necessarily scoring every single time down the floor. We know they hang their hat on the defensive end, but the Kings have missed so many bunnies underneath the hoop.
They've led at every break, the JackJumpers. Nice hands, Majet. McIntosh sets the pick. 10 points, 4 assists for Majet. Adams doesn't get that to stick. Big rebound for Suljevic.
McIntosh was in there. He's got 4 fouls. He doesn't care. He only knows one way to play. Ian Clark. Another stop from the JackJumpers.
Ian Clark, 3 of 10.
4 minutes left. Low-scoring final quarter. The Kings leading this series 1-0. Adams isolates Bruce. That jumps out as well.
He's settling a little bit too much as well. We've seen him have a lot of success getting to the rim.
He's tightening that up. It's a team defense. It's happening.
Free throws for Xavier Cooks.
Cooks getting to his spot so easy. And they're playing him one-on-one, and they cannot guard him one-on-one.
Well, we've talked all season long on the offensive end for the JackJumpers just how well Xavier Cooks is going to have his way down there when he gets that deep. How well they execute. And they set up their half-court plays. There's a lot of one-on-one stuff trying to break him down. That's not going to get it done. That's going to play into the Kings' hands.
One rebound, Xavier Cooks, off 8 straight double-doubles.
Second team All-NBL. Led the league in rebounds. Led the league in blocks.
Only 8 games last season because of her foot injuries. Played 26 in the regular season plus all finals. We've had the chance to look at him all season, Corey, and this man is a player.
He sure is. One of my favorite players in the league.
Well, you got a few of those.
I do. And they're
a few of them out here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
What a game. Kings take the lead again.
Oh, my goodness.
The last 3 possessions, you've had 2 contested shots from Josh Adams and a deep one from Josh Majet. You're not going to get a dagger against the Sydney Kings outfit with this much depth. McIntosh picking up his 5th foul. That's an early shower for him.
This has been a problem for Mikhail McIntosh all season. Has had 4 fouls in every single finals game, and today, fouls out late in the game.
And that's just a foul you should not be doing. Majority of the fouls that he had today are fouls that you shouldn't even be fouling.
You know what Ian Clark's going to do? He's half your size, so he feels the contacts. He's going to go down. Just push off a little bit, extend the arm in front of the referee. It's an easy call.
Kings by 1. Cooks has a fumble. Ball on the floor. Officials call a jump ball.
Thank you, Johnny. Jump ball, fair ball, baseline, 2 seconds.
He took on 3 of them. $16 points, 9 rebounds. Plus 9 for Xavier Cooks. Bruce off the inbound for Cooks.
Bruce just nailing these offensive plays out of bounds, especially assist number 7.
He's been phenomenal, but so has Xavier Cooks. He's missed a lot of shots that he'd want back.
Foot Locker player of the game in game 1. He's staking his claim again. Krislovic. The 3 ball is deserting Tasmania when they need it most.
0 of 4.
And it's all been deep shots. That's probably the best look so far. I know you get a pick and pop, but you're right. They're just clogging up the lane, shrinking it, not letting Josh Adams get to the hoop, not letting Josh Majet get deep in the lane. They need to start getting some stops.
Clark underneath for Cooks, doing grown man business.
He is something special, no doubt about it.
He's been at his sweet spot all night. He just wasn't able to finish.
What a pass. That is threading the needle. Ian Clark to Xavier Cooks. And he is loving it. And you're right, he just has missed so many of them. He's got to his spot at will.
At some point, they're going to drop.
7 of 17. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Biggest 2 minutes in JackJumpers season.
J.A., you're in the slot. If he catches it, you're underneath. Weeksy's in the corner. We don't need a 3. We just need a score. If it's there, let it fly. All right? On defense, we're at 55. You got to get back underneath them, and you got to rebound. And you got to work with Cooks on the Oscars, all right? Together, 1, 2, 3, together.
Scott Roth telling his men they don't need a three. Chase Buford, on the other hand, would be delighted with the way that the Kings have stood up defensively in this last quarter. It's a 5-point lead. There you see the breakdown, and Chase Buford is successful at 33 years and 6 months. Could be the youngest coach to win his first title since Bob Turner coached the Canberra Cannons in 1983 at 29 years and 9 months. There he is.
2 minutes and 17 seconds away from going 2-0 in this grand final series.
2 timeouts left for the Kings, 1 for the JackJumpers. See what they can draw up out of this timeout. Can they get a better look going towards the rim?
Adams, Bruce stays in front, makes life difficult. Adams good enough to score.
It's just tough offensive play. It was really good defense, just better offense.
But again, he didn't settle. That was really good one-on-one defense, but he just kept trying to tempt Sean Bruce, get to his spot. It was a really hard finish, but it wasn't a long contested mid-range like they had been shooting.
1 point off a season high, Adams. Cooks lost the handle that time, but Sydney retained possession. Bruce's jumper doesn't go. 90 seconds left.
Still don't need a
3 points
three.
in it.
Still do not need to force anything. See what they can execute.
It's been an epic encounter. But we're not done yet. Adams to tie it up.
Oh my.
Unbelievable from Josh Adams. And it's not the first time this final series that we've said that.
Give the ball to the man and let him work. 30 points.
Big-time players make big-time plays. No doubt he flopped on the shot. Didn't matter. That is all net after how they struggled to shoot the ball in the last 2 minutes. That is a massive hit.
Season high game from Josh Adams. What a time to do it. And the March chant is back.
What a shot. Listen to the Jackie fans. Said earlier, this place really is flares away from being a EuroLeague game. If they can get this one and steal one in Sydney, they win this one and somehow steal game 3. If they came back to potentially close it out on their home floor, this place might literally blow the roof off it.
And a win today for Tasmania will mean that there will be a second grand final game at MyState Bank Arena. And we saw in the semi-final series, and we've seen it today, it's a big factor, much like it was on Friday for Sydney at Kudos Bank Arena. Home court is everything in this grand final series.
Big possession here for the Kings.
Who's got the poise down the stretch?
Scores tied at 83.
The ball has to be in Ian Clark's hand to make a play.
Here he is. It goes.
Josh Adams nearly timed it perfectly, but as I said, Corey, he had a tough night. Nobody will remember that if you come up with plays to win it for your team. How do the JackJumpers respond?
Their turn at the offensive end. Majette for the lead. He misses.
That's a great look.
And Cooks drags in the rebound, and Sydney push the ball. Weeks goes for the steal.
Oh my, that looked very clean.
Scott Roth does have a coach's challenge at his disposal.
Oh, just over the wrist. That's one of those ones. I thought he might have came from underneath. When you go over the top, it's going to be tough.
Look, let's go back to what just happened. The last offensive possession. Ian Clark cashes in big.
Scott Roth's going to challenge this. Why not? You're going to time out anyway. I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard. You're coming over the wrist. Always put yourself in that likelihood of potentially grabbing the wrist and it being contact. Looked like originally he'd come underneath and got it all ball. This is why the coach's challenge is there. This is the angle that's going to tell the replay center.
That's a foul.
Oh, it is. See there.
Yeah, he got all wrist.
Got all wrist in the end, you're right.
guess at this stage of the game, it was worth a look.
Oh, absolutely. That's why the coach challenge is there. There's, I would say, near impossible to overturn. We say that, so.
When you need a big play to be made for the Sydney Kings, you have to lean on the championship winning experienced player to be able to create.
The challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor is confirmed against 97 Green for contact on the right arm. We would start with 2 shots.
That's going to be a bonus 2 now for Vasiljevic. That really hurts. Still plenty of time left in this game. As I said, Ian Clark played significant minutes off the bench for that Golden State team in that 2017. So he's not afraid of any moment.
He got the friendly roll.
Josh Adams, the athleticism, just mistimed it.
2 big free throws for Dejan Vasiljevic.
It's cool as a cucumber. Another one who's not afraid of the moment.
83% from the line across the season to make it a 2-possession game. Does that.
Still don't necessarily need a 3 if you get a quick 2. But they got to go quickly, the JackJumpers.
4 points down, 35 seconds left. Adams has 33, this time guarded by Martin, off balance.
Oh my goodness!
That is extraordinary.
This man is
33 points.
Man, this man is flat out disgusting.
Refuse to lose. Oh my goodness.
Keeps the JackJumpers in it.
He's got a very limited shot clock differential, about 6 seconds. So you're potentially going to have to get a stop and then sprint down the other end. Not going to try and foul now. We've already wasted this much time.
The Kings will use the full allotment of their 24 seconds. Clark has Vasiljevic. Big moment. DJ Vasiljevic, a dagger. Tasmania don't take the timeout. Adams for 3. It's off target. They do it the hard way. The Sydney Kings go to Tasmania and take a 2-0 lead in the grand final series. And from here, they're very, very hard to beat.
That kid is a star. What a shot. You're missing your MVP. What a shot from Vasiljevic.
That right there is a finals moment. DJ Vasiljevic with the game on the line, steps into the 3, finishes with 20 points, and the Kings win it by 4 in an epic encounter.
What a fantastic finish. Stars stepping up. Owning the moment. Dejan Vasiljevic, the biggest shot of his professional career.
Oh, that man has ice
in his veins.
In everything.
That is massive. You can see what it means to him. They know now. They head back to Sydney on Wednesday to close this thing out in front of a huge Kudos Bank Arena crowd. A heartbreaker for Tasmania. We are going to come back and wrap it up on the other side of this. What an afternoon it's been. The Kings lead the grand final series 2-0. What an extraordinary afternoon we've had at MyState Bank Arena. The Sydney Kings now have a 2-0 lead in the Grand Final series. They win it 90-86, but they had to do it the hard way.
One of the most exciting finishes of the season. We think we've seen it all. And then this gets dished up in Game 2 of the Grand Final series. Unbelievable end to what was a fascinating game. Both teams had their chances to break the game open, but neither team laid down. Huge shot making, and unfortunately for Josh Adams, who made 2 of the craziest threes we've seen so far this season, it's going to be forgotten because of what TJ Vasiljevic did. I mean, driver's seat, box seat, it's going to be really hard to beat the Kings now, no doubt about it. But what a performance from both teams. The crowd was insane. And this is just the NBL. It's just, when you think you've seen it all, you see things like that. And then you see things like this.
Corey, it's been a season of moments as we take a look at some of the full-time stats. It's been a season of so many unbelievable moments. That 3-ball from DJ Vasiljevic is going to stand up over the test of history in this competition.
That 3 that he hit is just as important as the 3 Josh Adams hit against Melbourne United, which propelled their team to advance. I cannot see the JackJumpers getting that win coming up. Fantastic game, fantastic moment. Dejan Vasiljevic, his story alone as a young pro, coming off the injury that he had last year that finished the season, and to come back now to hit this shot for his team to go up 2-0, going home to have a chance to close out on a championship winning season. And it's just fantastic what we just saw. What we just saw by this young fella.
It's going to be a big challenge now for Tasmania. DJ Vasiljevic, our Foot Locker player of the game. Not just that 3 across the afternoon. Finished with 20 points on 58% from the field. 5 rebounds as well.
I mean, he's a superstar in the making. We spoke about how well he played last season before that horrific injury, but he's just come back and he was ready for this moment. No Jalen Adams, he's stepped up and he didn't force anything. He had 7 of 12 from the field, 20 points, and the biggest shot of his career, no doubt. You talk about guys being built for the moment, and mate, that's not a heartbreaker. He ripped out the heart of the JackJumpers and their fans with this dagger. The chance to win it on your home floor after a shot like that when the JackJumpers played so tough for so long. He is our Foot Locker player of the game, make no mistake about that. Could have given it to Cooks, could have given it to Martin, but that's it. That's all she wrote, you'd think.
And now the scene is set for Wednesday night. Is there some fight left in the JackJumpers, or is Sydney going to close it out? On behalf of Hools, Corey, John Casey, Anthony Stewart, and our team behind the scenes, who are fantastic as always, thanks for being with us. We'll see you on Wednesday for Game 3.
It's game time and I'm up 1. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise. I'm top tier, I'm that guy. I'm the man of the year. I'm a man with no fear. I think like I'm a shark. The way I move so sharp. I go hard for the team. That's how I play my part.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse. This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Amy.
Locker room hype, get ready for the drop.
Hello, welcome. You're watching the Amy crossover. Plenty of drama to finish Game 2 of that grand final series. Kane Pittman, Damon Lowry alongside me to dissect it all. Guys, have we caught our breath? Sydney going 2-0 up, but not without a fight.
A heartbreaker for the Jackies. They were right in it to the end, and in a lot of ways, it felt like this was a game that suited them. For much of the night, it was a struggle offensively. Josh Adams went absolutely ballistic. Just not enough.
Classic seesaw affair. Some team was going to be stiff to lose that game. I always felt like the team who has the ball last will win.
Yeah, well, the Kings, as we say, they did get the job done. A man who was pivotal to that success is Xavier Cooks. He joins us now. Xavier, good to see you. 20 points, 10 rebounds from you. Not a bad day's out on your front.
Thanks for having me, guys. I couldn't get my touch going for most of the game, but we got the job done.
Kane Pittman here, Zave. We spoke the other day and you said that you were really looking forward to being in this environment. It sounded like you guys weren't exactly popular in that building today. How was the experience?
Oh, man, it lived up to it, man. That was so much fun. It really felt like us against the world in here, and our team really stuck together and fought it out.
Zave, Damon, man. Damn, Zave. You real good at basketball, man. Hey, look, I know you left a few points on the board, but that don't mean nothing when you go up 2-0. You the glue. Like, with ins and outs coming into the team throughout the year, you have been consistent. What do you put that down to?
Staying healthy and the team believing in me, man. But we got a lot of great guys on this team and great players, so it's not everybody's the glue guy.
Zave, that crowd is something to behold. The enthusiasm that they have, it just comes through the screen. What's it like having to face that out on the court?
Oh, man, it's so much fun. The only thing is you can't hear the play calls. We were on the wrong page for most of the game, but, man, it was just a lot of fun out here.
Zave, what can you say about DJ? We've seen him hit big shots throughout the season, none bigger than this one tonight, but he's proven time and time again. We know you got a lot of stars on this roster, but he's stepped up when he's needed to.
Oh, man, before the game I told you, bro, you built for these moments, man, and I think that got to him for the first three quarters, but that fourth quarter and that last shot, man, he didn't have no doubt that was going in, and either do we.
Zave, you guys it looked like you made a conscious effort early to get Jarrell more involved in the game. Last game, he had 5 shots. This game, he came out and he couldn't miss. Was that something you guys spoke about in the lead-up?
100%. I mean, Jarrell's a great player, and he does a good job of just forcing himself into the game sometimes, and had some early seals and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it was definitely a key focus.
Zave, no Jalen Adams, of course, to any other team, that would be a really crucial, pivotal blow. Obviously, would love to have him out there, but it seems to speak to the depth of the side and the versatility you guys have to still be able to get the job done without him.
100%. I mean, when I was looking up in the first half, everyone had like 4, 4, 7, 8, you know what I mean? Like, that's what kind of team we are. Everybody can step up on any given night.
We know Jalen's such a positive, upbeat personality. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to speak to him. I'm sure he was obviously watching the game, but how has he dealt with this? Obviously, terrible timing on the back of what's been an incredible season.
To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure he'll be in a positive mindset. He's got his family here to be with him for this time, and hopefully have him back on Wednesday.
Zave, now it's a closeout game. You guys go on the road. Everybody in the country is thinking it might be a 4-game series, but now you guys got a chance to close it out. What needs to happen?
Just play Kings basketball and don't get complacent. Like, this series is not over. These boys fight every night, every possession. So it's still a long way to go, but man, let's get it.
One day in between, one day before Game 3, I should say. You spoke to me and you said that you get nervous before the game. How do you wind down after the game, and what does the next 24 hours look like for you?
Oh man, I wish I could smoke a cigar like Scoff, but I just normally go back and watch the game and talk to my teammates and cuddle up a little bit.
Dave, we saw Chase Buford getting pretty animated on the sidelines there. I think he's probably going to have to pay for that side screen he destroyed. What did you make of all that? Obviously, it's such a passionate response from your coach, something that bleeds into the team as well.
I mean, he's a passionate guy, and so am I. And so, like, during the game, I was trying to keep him in check a little bit, but we were getting some tough calls. I'm not going to talk on that. I don't want to get fined again, but he did a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a cracking job with you guys. Hey, Zave, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in Game 3. We'll see if you can close it out in straight sets.
Thanks so much. Go the Kings.
Yes, as we say, just a great win against, as I said there, a great wall of opposition with that home crowd, a great adversity, but they just managed to find that next gear when they needed to at the end there.
That's a smart man right there. 2 weeks ago, he got fined $2,000 for comments about the officials. Yes, he obviously played a great game today, but he also understands he doesn't want to be losing any more cash. Smart move.
That team is poised. And Zave Cooks, like, I can't speak highly enough about him. His spirit, it's not even about X's and O's and skill sets. The way he approaches the game, he's never too high, never too down. He gets excited at the right times. He just keeps playing. So he's missing a few shots early. It doesn't stop him. Some guys go into a funk in those situations. Not Zave. He just keeps playing, and throughout the whole group, it's so vital for that guy to always be consistent. And then he deflects to his team, as I'm not even surprised he'd do that.
Yeah, and we got that as well when we were talking about Jalen Adams not being out there. It's just a well-oiled machine, isn't it? The cogs just keep ticking over.
Well, I don't want to rub the salt into Melbourne United's wounds anymore. They're probably still trying to get over last Monday. But we saw the difference between the Sydney Kings and Melbourne United. They lost the MVP. They lost their #1 assist guy, their #1 scorer, and they slot in an NBA champion into the starting lineup. And that man we just spoke to, Xavier Cooks, outside of Jalen Adams, the best facilitator on the team. They use him around that free throw line area. He's picking off guys left, right and centre. So there just isn't a team that can cover the loss of Jalen Adams quite like the Sydney Kings.
Yeah.
They're two poised down the stretch. They know how to win games. Sometimes JackJumpers can put themselves in position, but then don't know how to close it out, whereas the Kings, they just come down and just mow you down at the end.
Yeah, they did it in fine fashion tonight. We'll see if they can do it again on Wednesday night. We do have to get to a break. We'll continue to dissect it all right after this, but before we get there, let's hear from our friends at Sportsbet.
Hello and welcome to another episode of At The Line. I'm Felix Von Hoff. That is Daniel Parisi, who I thought was just providing tips for us here on At The Line. But I log into Twitter. I know you don't use Twitter too much. You sort of come for the playoffs only, but we'll throw up this graphic right now that you posted yourself. Playoff Poppy, shall we? Let's dance. Now, providing a daily play of the day, fantastic. But you seem to have taken an emotional turn. If we just have a look at your tweet that came a few days later, after just not quite 3-0. There we go. So you've hit your 3-0. Threatened to delete Twitters. Here's what happened in your day. It subsequently end Playoff Boppy. But this is the one that I just want to make sure you're all right at the moment, because I get worried for my friends emotionally. So put my girlfriend's lipstick on, kiss the bathroom mirror and whisper, I love you, NBA.
Well, sometimes, Felix, you just need to change it up. And I thought that, you know what, let's go and do that. Let's go and create some content and let's send it through to one of the WhatsApp groups which we bet through. And I thought that it was serviceable stuff, and subsequently we're tipping at a pretty good clip, 62%. So we're happy with that. It's almost better than Joel Embiid on the floor.
If there is one thing that Elon Musk does with his new Twitter ownership, is to get you off that platform because you're a liability to everyone involved. But let's jump into the championship market because we are talking playoffs, finals, it's all moving forward. Where are your plays so far? Because the odds have started to shift a bit.
Well, there's been a lot of injuries on the floor at the moment. Chris Middleton is nursing a current MCL. Marcus Smart, a quad contusion. Gary Payton Jr., a fractured elbow. He's the only guy that could have stopped Ja Morant. He went on to have 47 points there. Kyle Lowry, Joel Embiid. So we need to monitor the injuries that are happening in both the East and the Western Conference. But it is shaping up for the Phoenix Suns. $6 into $3.05 there. And that's been on the back of Devin Booker being able to rehabilitate that hamstring injury. We know Phoenix got fined for misleading information, but it looks like Phoenix is swimming along perfectly.
Broadway Booker. What about my man Ja Morant starting to play well as well? You're giving Memphis a chance? I am one in the series.
Yes, you bet I'm giving Memphis a chance in this series because I think Ja Morant is far too athletic for the Golden State Warriors backcourt. We saw him drop 47 points on Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and the like because Gary Payton wasn't there with a fractured elbow, courtesy of Dylan Brooks. I think they're a massive chance, Felix.
Love it. Thanks for your tips, Daniel. Enjoy the games and most importantly, gamble responsibly.
Drew, to say I'm excited right now to be here would be a grotesque understatement. I'm pumped, man. I'm ready. I feel like I got a game today.
My job on the couch is easy. I throw to Damon, I just, like a top, I wind him up and I let him go. Here's your hoo-yah.
Dusty Hanners, way to go. Hoo-yah. Great job. Hoo-yah.
Hoo-yah.
Take that, Kings. Go Hawkies.
I agree with you, finally.
Would you do that for me, Kane?
Of course.
Is Kane your dad? Is that what we're saying?
Well, why you gotta go to weird places?
It's the most infectious smile in the NBL when he's up and running.
Do you prefer an Australian summer as opposed to a Wisconsin winter?
Oh, that's easy. Come on now. Definitely take the Australian summer.
My man, hey, hang on a minute. Let me just match what you doing over there. When I looked at you in the car seat when you was about 9 months old, I knew you was gonna be something. So I'm very proud of you, man, how your career's been going.
Yeah, I reckon he's just trying to do this on purpose, knowing the camera's on.
Is he getting any in?
I won't comment on that.
Are you the MVP of the NBL?
Most valuable parachutist.
So I've been really impressed with the season he's having.
Did you think that was a clean block, by the way, Mike? It looked not too bad to me.
Am I going to get fined? Do I get fined for that? I don't know.
I think you're good.
Yeah, it was not a foul. Absolutely not a foul.
You know, for me, you guys may or may not know, but before every game, about 2 hours out, I smoke a cigar for about an hour outside and just take a chill pill, to be honest with you.
What's it gonna take for Kane Pittman to apologize? What's it gonna take?
Never apologise for an opinion, Damon.
Happy 21st, my friend. Woo! Well done.
Oh no.
Rui's here.
Get out.
Oh, some of the moments from the season that's been on the crossover, as this is our final show. Some nice moments to reflect on there.
Well, Damon's getting a bit emotional, and I said it last week. I said I was somewhat surprised we made it through the first weekend, let alone got to grand final weekend. But it's been fun. What am I going to do on my weekends now?
Oh no, I'm glad it's over.
Are you?
I'm tired.
Oh, is it over?
So, I was only joking. I was only joking.
Pulled the plug early.
Goodness.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of what was featured in that was your harden ups and your hoo-yahs. They're certainly things that we've become very accustomed to and very appreciative of on the weekends here at the crossover. You've got one to
I do.
round us out for
And
the
before
year?
I go, can I just say a happy belated birthday to my great niece, Chloe Bull, who often tells me to harden up. But this hoo-yah, the final hoo-yah of the year, this goes to the geniuses at the NBL who said, we need a TV show in between games and after games to dissect what's going on. To the geniuses of the NBL that took a chance on this guy who never really had much TV exposure. You did good by picking Kane. I didn't know if he'd live up to it. So well done giving Kane a shot. And I just want to thank Larry, obviously, for reaching in his pockets. I'd like to thank Heath, Tony, all the cameramen, everybody behind the scenes that gave us all the shot to come in your lounge rooms on a Saturday and a Sunday. To all you guys, hoo-yah!
No, you got to make this.
I might not be back next year because I might have an NBL contract.
Not even close.
That was worse than all my misses put together.
And you took the set down 1 week.
You've been asking for that shot all season.
That's what you do.
And that's what you've done with it.
Well, look, I'm not a basketball player. I just write about it. I'll stick to my day job.
Hopefully, we will be able to come back next season and we'll get you another shot. We'll see if you've worked on something over the off season. Now we can actually go back to back to Tasmania because our friend Drew Jones.
Goodness.
Look at him out on the water.
This is a disgrace. Have a look at him.
Button your coat up.
He's managed to work his way along to the game this afternoon. Drew, looks like lovely surrounds there. Talk us through your afternoon. How'd you enjoy it? Oh no.
Typical.
Hey guys, sorry, the connection's not great. I've had to walk way away from the stadium because it's a pumping crowd inside the nest, and everyone's got their phones out texting their mates, I suppose. So it was hard to get connection. But what a view! The beautiful Derwent River. We've got mountains in the background, and then I'll spin around so you can see the stadium.
Yeah, it's a
There's
stunning
my
view.
State Bank Arena. So Larry apparently wants to develop all the city front here and have bars and restaurants and everything's going to be pumping.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic game today. Really enjoyed it, and the Jack Jumpers certainly unlucky. The atmosphere is incredible. Only 4,800 people can fit inside the stadium. But, geez, it was loud pre-game. It was absolutely pumping. And they were getting into Chase Buford. There was people near me standing up shouting, "Go back to Wall Street," because he's got the the nice suit on and he's got the hair. Go back to the FBI, like and he was very serious today, Chase. You could see him there, and he kicks the LED light. And at that stage, he was already the villain, and it sort of boiled over. And I noticed Kevin Lish a few times going out to him, trying to calm him down.
Trying to be his
it all boiled
bodyguard.
over, and the atmosphere was quite incredible, guys. I recommend if you can get to Tassie and sample the local distilleries, and which I've tried my best to do in my short time here, and then get to a game. It's fantastic. But,
Yeah, you're selling it
hopefully
well.
the Jackies can extend the series in Sydney.
Speaking about
distilleries, I think Kane's got a question for
Well,
you.
speaking about short time, Jury, we're in a short time here in the crossover, and typically you're making it all about yourself. We're glad you went down there, but you didn't need to take over the whole show this evening. Yeah, he's gone.
Is that where it's going to go?
He took the message. He took the message. That's good to know.
Taking a selfie.
I was going to ask him if he was going to do a shoey for us, but
He had a bit to say, didn't he, old Jury?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
he's pumping up Tasmania, which is a good thing to do. There's a lot to love about Tasmania. Let's talk about Game 3, because as it stands, it's 2-0 Sydney. Based off what we saw today, what do we think is going to play out in Game 3?
I guess the big story is going to be Jalen Adams. I would think that it's highly unlikely that he plays in this game if he does have a low-grade hamstring strain. It seems hard to believe that he would be back in just a couple of nights' time. But tonight it just felt like so much went right for the Jack Jumpers. You get the 36-point game from Josh Adams, and they still weren't able to get it done on a night where Ian Clark was quiet. So I think they're in a bit of trouble here.
If it was Game 5, Jalen Adams would probably gut it out.
Yeah.
But with a couple games up their sleeve, there's no way they'll risk him. But I think the Kings are going to close him out now. I think from an emotional point of view, the Jackies gave all they had. Like, that's it. How much more can you dig deep? I think over the course of the year, it's been a long, draining year for them. And to come up short like that at home in a much anticipated, like everybody outside of New South Wales wanted them to win, I would say. And for them to have it, let it slip, and then lose in that fashion is gut-wrenching. It's going to be hard for them to get back up. So I think the Kings might do Game 3 easy.
Well, what are the conversations then this week, briefly, about how they do, rally in the face of that? Because as you say, it's that thing of we've literally thrown everything we have at them and it still wasn't enough on our home deck. Where do they go to from here in the next couple of days?
Well, I think they'll feel confident that their defence, for the most part, has held up, and they weren't quite in the game late in the second half in Game 1, but tonight they certainly were. And the one thing about the Jack Jumpers is they've had their back up against the wall for the last 2 months. This isn't an unfamiliar situation. They got a standing ovation at the end of this game from their fans because they understand maybe it's the last time they'll see them for this season, but I can guarantee you that team wants nothing more than to get back to Tassie on Friday night. So they've got nothing to lose, and they want to be competitive.
They'll throw everything at the Kings, but Scott will be preaching. He'll be preaching, give me more. We was almost there. Can everybody just step? So they'll say all the right things.
Yeah.
When they go home tonight, they are thinking we blew it.
That's right.
So, yeah, Kings for mine in 3.
Yeah. Tickets are on sale now. If you do want to head along to Kudos Bank Arena, as you saw there, if it's anything to go by, Game 3 will still be a cracker. Hopefully Tassie can reach into themselves and try and replicate that performance, and we'll see if they can get the job done this time. Kane Pittman, Damon Lowry, thanks so much for your time. We're going to say Sydney in Game 3 then.
I think that's right. Thanks for putting up with us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Hug.
Yeah, we'll do that after the show. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes as well. It's been a great year on the crossover.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Amy.
Get myself there. Chase, congratulations, mate. I can say What were your thoughts on that game and also the atmosphere tonight, this afternoon?
Yeah, it was a heck of a ball game. Down the stretch, they hit some unbelievably tough shots. Credit to them, they were up for the challenge and made some big plays. And Josh Adams was just a monster tonight. We struggled to contain him every single way we tried to guard him, but no, it was a hell of a game. I thought the atmosphere in Illawarra was more intense last round, maybe because it's a rivalry or whatever. Sometimes they drown out the crowd here with the PA announcer and the music, but yeah, it was a good atmosphere, and our guys relished it, and yeah, it was a fun game to play in.
Deej, massive three from you, mate, and a huge game as well. I mean, with Jalen out, other guys had to step up, and you were certainly one of them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches trusted me. X told me before the game that you're the one who has to step up this game, and I mean, I don't shy away from moments like this, so I'm going to enjoy with my teammates, but we're trying to close this out in Game 3.
And they jumped you early, 27-17 after one. How did you all stay together, and what was the mood in the group like at that point at the end of the first period?
Towards you or me? I mean, it was. I mean, I think we came out a little nervous. We just didn't execute the game plan. But then that second quarter, we started off, I think, with 3 straight stops, 3 straight scores, and they called a timeout. So I think we got to lock in from the jump and get going.
Chase, you talked about the need to get Jarrell Martin the ball tonight, and obviously 8 of 10 from the field, he certainly delivered for you.
Yeah, probably could get him the ball more even, but no, he was great. X was great. Jarrell made some big shots down the stretch. The hook shot comes to mind, but yeah, really proud of Jarrell. He just comes out and competes every night, works his tail off, and 20 and 10 is pretty much standard, I feel like, for us and Jarrell right now.
Amen, X.
And there were 2 guys, and one of them we talked about in the Loris, who's Tommy Vodanovic, who played huge for you again. But Sean Bruce was sensational, and as a floor leader, 7 assists, and some of the times he hit Dion with an absolute beauty for the catch and layup. But just talk about those guys and their impact on the game.
Yeah, and I thought Brucey's defense was really good. I mean, Josh Adams hit a couple tough ones over him, but man, he made him work for it. Yeah, Sean was terrific. He's had a little bit of a tough go since coming back from his calf injury. He was playing so well right before he went out, and the group, I don't want to say moved on, but the roles evolved and people stepped up into different positions. Ian's come in and played well for us in that stretch. So it's been a little tough for SB to come in and get his minutes or crack the rotation back, but obviously with the MVP being out, it presents a heck of an opportunity for him, and he grabbed it with both hands and just was really, really good tonight.
You've extended your single-season NBL record for consecutive wins on the road tonight. Now you've got 12. That equals the all-time Kings record, regardless of season. I know you and I talked about this before, but the toughness and resiliency you guys have shown was quite extraordinary under fire in a hostile environment this afternoon. Yeah,
that's this group. I mean, they're a bunch of dogs. They don't worry about the crowd. They don't worry about the flow of the game. Just keep sticking to it, try to get stops. They all are super confident in themselves offensively. And, just a credit to the guys in that locker room. And credit to Tazzy, too. I mean, we could have easily walked out of here with an L if 1 or 2 shots go the other way. So it was just a heck of a ball game, and I'm really proud of the way our guys dug deep to get a win. Sorry, Josh.
And just finally, from me, Chase, you get a chance on Wednesday to win the Kings 4th championship. What's your message to the people of Sydney before that game in terms of getting out to Kudos Bank Arena and supporting the team in that goal?
DJ's trademarked it, so I'll let him say it.
Pack the Q, baby.
We need it. Come sell it out. Should be a heck of a game. We're really looking forward to it, and come sell it out.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Hey guys, Lockie here. You've come back from a major injury, DJ, and all momentum has brought you into this moment for that shot. So what does it mean to come off pretty much a whole season and then come into this and be an integral part and get us that win?
Like a lot of emotions, really. Like 12 months ago, I was watching at home. I had surgery, tore my Achilles, and we missed the playoffs. But to come back and to do it, under a new coach,
a great new bunch of guys. It's just unreal. Like, it's a lot of emotions, so I don't like really to talk about it.
That's all. See you Wednesday.
All right.
Let's go.
Thank you, guys.
Scott, heartbreaking way to lose a game in these circumstances and in this environment. What's your immediate reaction right now?
I thought it was a fantastic game, exciting, one that I think the players, cherish to play in. So the crowd was fantastic and big shots, and it had everything you'd want in a game like that. And we got the short end of it, but we've made our share also during the course of the season. So, congratulations to them. But yeah, I thought it was a heck of a game. It was exciting.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's everything you want in a basketball game, but you ended up losing it at the end of the day. I mean, well, what do you think the difference was in the end? I mean, you can absolutely, once again, not fault the effort and the fight of your team.
Well, I guess you just said it. We can't fault anything. They made the shots and we didn't. I think our guys did fantastic. We missed some assignments. They missed some assignments. Back and forth is what it is. You just move on and enjoy the moment. I'm not upset by any means or disheartened. It's just a basketball game. It's not life and death, my friend.
Spectacular performance from the man next to you. I mean, he's a big reason why you're in this grand final. I mean, and again, he gave you every chance to win this game. What did you make of his performance today?
Yeah, obviously he made some big shots and came out with a great mindset and got us going early, and he continued his pace throughout the game and was just solid across the board. And I mean, it's obviously a huge factor to have 36 points for us and kept us in the game.
I know it's very raw right now, Josh, but what's your immediate feeling after that game?
We got another game in Sydney on Wednesday. So that's what I'm thinking about.
The series is still alive. That has to be the approach, doesn't it? You just know that you're still in the same situation where if you win 3 more games, then you can still do this thing.
We've been in that mode for the past 2 months. I don't know. We go into every game expecting to win. If we end up, like Coach said, on the short end of the stick, we move on to the next one. It's another must-win game, but we've been playing in must-win games for quite some time now.
In terms of experiences you've had throughout your career, playing in front of 5,000 fans like you did today that made that much noise, were so supportive of you, and then to play the way you did personally, where does this stack up in terms of your career sort of highlights, even though I know you lost the game?
I played in 6 different countries across 5 or 6 different continents where basketball is life, in Turkey and in Spain and in front of thousands more people. But that was the most electric crowd that I played in front of. They've really grown throughout the season and they played their hearts out, for the lack of better words. They were a big reason why we were in that game, and I thought they were spectacular, second to none.
We've talked a lot about it in the build-up to the grand final, but now that you've experienced bringing a grand final to these people and playing in front of this atmosphere, they didn't have an NBL team this time last year. They hadn't seen this team play before. What's the experience like?
Like I said, it was spectacular, second to none. I haven't played anywhere in the NBL with a better fan base or a louder arena, despite some arenas having more people in it. These fans have been incredible. We have people fighting for tickets, and that's what you want. I think our media ops and our front office has done a great job of getting us involved with the community.
How much do you love the moments at the end of the game like you had where the ball's in your hands and it's up to you to make a big shot or not, and you're able to step up to make it? How much do you love those moments?
I love that my teammates trust me to make those shots and take those shots and look for me. I'm just trying to do what I can do to win the game, and there's going to be times like Melbourne early in the year when it's a different guy stepping up to make that shot. So I just do the best I can with any situation and leave the rest to God. Once that ball leaves my hand, there's nothing I can do about it, so I just put my best rep on it and leave the rest up to him.
Scott, when you go into game 3, you know that you're going to get everything from your team. They know that they'll give you absolutely everything. What What do you need to see go right for you to get that win?
I mean, that's obviously an extremely difficult question. I mean, we definitely have to bring the intensity that we brought in this building today to go play, and we just have to be slightly smarter in some areas. But they're a hell of a team over there, and they got scores all over the place, and they're oozing with talent. And you can't take a minute off against them. So we'll just go in there Wednesday and swing away and enjoy ourselves, and we're in the grand finals. It's not, again, this is enjoyable. This is a celebration of Tasmanian basketball on display. That's how I see it. You guys might want to twist it and turn it and do whatever you want about winning and losing. This is a celebration.
I think you should be excited as well going into this game. I mean, there's every chance there'll be something close to 15,000 people there on Wednesday night. The whole country's going to be watching. There's a lot to be excited about, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. This is a celebration.
Thanks, guys. That's it from me.
Matt, anything?
Beautiful.